And welcome back to Oasis Valley Mysteries. Tonight we pick up where we last left off with this new group of vague acquaintances and newcomers to the town of Redemption, managing to wrangle and find some loose chupacabras endofauna that seem to have escaped or been pulled from the Oasis Valley superorganism that dwells beneath the sandy soil.
Loose,
It is. It has been
loose,
a.
loose acquaintances. I consider these people my friends. I mean, they'd say the same, right?
Shifty eyes.
Time will tell. But
Olivia, I'll trying to remember your name.
we start off. It's a few hours later. Evening is starting to to go. The sky is turning orange as the sun falls towards the mountains setting, and we resume the scene overlooking the Harmony Run River, just north of the city before it enters, where a man is fishing with his dog. He looks to be middle aged, somewhat sunburned skin. But he's standing there on the banks of the shores underneath a mesquite tree, uh, casting a fishing pole, and he's grumbling at himself. Just doesn't seem he's had any luck, as his dog's just kind of walking back and forth.
Oh no.
Eventually, though, the dog something catches its attention as it stops by the water's edge, the river flowing fairly gently, as the dog starts barking. Just all of a sudden, something alarms it as it starts barking, and birds go flying up from the tree, and the man shouts at the dog, but the dog doesn't stop. So, annoyed, more at his lack of luck than at the dog, really, the man, kicks a rock over towards the dog's direction, startling it, and the dog goes yipping. Not, it didn't hurt the dog, but the dog goes scattering off, and the man just grumbles. And as he looks back towards the water, he something shifts, and for a moment, he's like, "Oh, maybe there." He thinks that maybe there's a fish stirred up by his dog's ruckus. But moments later, a dark form lunges out of the river with a spray of water and tackles the man, dragging the screaming man into the water as the setting sun glints off of dark exoskeleton. And we resume. Where would you all be after the encounter at Old Man Barrett's farm? It has been a few hours since then. Flurpone and the sheriffs have been by. They've picked up the captured chupacabras, checking. Olivia. They checked in. You contacted George, and he says that it is good that probably best to take them. And Hanzo, they are planning to take them back to the labs, tag them, study them, and then release them back into the superworld. And you've given your statements about finding the unfortunate farmer. And what would you be doing? Sorry, what?
Unfortunate? I'm being dumb. Ignore me.
So it's probably like an hour or two until sunset, but but it's been a few hours since then, and you're finally let free from answering questions from the sheriffs and the pluripotent researchers that came out to handle the chupacabras, which have already been carted off.
Okay. So they're getting put back into the super. They're going to get put back in the super.
Yeah, you were told that they were going to be tagged, given a look over to see, if there were any injuries beyond, like the sunburns and what you noticed were like cattle prod marks, burns, and they will be released.
It's odd, still. We found the ones with the burns, but we didn't find an actual active cattle prod.
Oh, and there was also on the farm you discovered in a dilapidated uh, cattle barn that had fallen over the dismembered remains of a cow near
True.
the irrigation canal
Which is
that
not something
ran behind
that,
the farm.
which is not something a chupacabra would do. And wasn't there some kind of venom?
Yes, Connor actually.
Aquatic.
Yeah, Connor noticed that the one of the wounds, what looked to be like a cluster of puncture marks, was oddly necrotic.
So have you gathered, like, same place, or would we have brought the chupacabras back to, be taken care of, or did they swing by and grab them themselves?
Oh yeah, you were all there, and we left off. I believe we ended the session with Hanzo calling it in, and Plurpoten was going to be sending people out.
And then they came by, and they've come by and
With the
picked up the
sheriff.
chupacabras by now.
Yeah. Because there was the two captured alive, and then there was the dead one that Tommy and Winifred finished off. And there's because the original two, they were picked up by the preserve, and Olivia, when you checked in, Pluripotent was already picking them up from the preserve.
Okay. I'm assuming we're still just sitting here by this farm.
Yeah, and they said that you can go. They've taken all the statements they need. So it is up to you all what you want to do next.
Well, what do y'all want to do next?
I'll tell you what, I'd like to not be attacked by these chalupas.
Chupacabras.
Yeah, chalupas, cabras.
Chupa?
I got it.
Okay.
Chalupas.
Actually, I think Fred, aren't you this morning started with you getting off the night shift?
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking tired, to be honest. Sorry, pardon my French.
You gonna head home and get sleep then?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Um.
It's harder and harder to get to sleep these days.
Oh. Wait, what's that?
Oh, you ever just have a lot of angry thoughts buzzing in your head? Don't worry about it.
Oh. Do you need a lift home?
I could use a lift home, yeah. I'm pretty sure we left my car at the diner.
Okay, do you want to get dropped off at the diner to grab your house, or do you just want to get home?
Grabbing the car is probably a good idea, because when I wake up, I'm going to have to go right back to work, so...
Alright. She just looks so torn. She feels so bad for you, but she doesn't know what else to do.
Well, assuming it doesn't fall apart on our drive back, everyone else back in my old piece of junk that I lovingly call a car.
I have my own vehicle, thank you.
Oh, I didn't mean you, Hanzo. You're fine.
Everyone but you get in my car. Alright,
Technically supposed to go to work, but I think I've been let off for the night.
Narks, technically you were doing work, weren't you?
Technically, which is why I've been let off for the night, and also the entire thing.
Alright, word.
Yeah, that thing. We can leave it there.
Come on, Fred.
Okay. Good night, guys. This was fun. We should not do this particular activity again, but you know, maybe we could hang out, do something a little more low key.
You mean you don't want to save dangerous animals?
You know, I feel like there's other ways. You know, we could go bowling.
Most
Sure.
people don't want to throw themselves into danger.
I mean, where's the fun in that?
It's called sanity.
Shh, sanity's overrated. She says as she closes her door.
You know, I like that one a little bit. She's got a good mentality.
Certainly has gumption.
She drives her now chupacabra slashed truck away.
Well, they're going to my diner, so I might as well get back in my vehicle.
I came with you, so.
Yeah.
While we're going, at least, can I just carefully just keep an eye out on for anything weird along the way? 'Cause I'm pretty sure something else is out there.
Yeah, of course. I should have the reference sheet up. Where is it? There it is. Not really a situational thing, but go ahead and roll sharp, I guess. Since that's close to read a bad situation.
7.
Seven. Okay. You and Fred are driving along, and let's see, what was his first name? Henry Barrett's farm was kind of on the outskirts of town before it started going out towards the more rocky areas, and you're driving in, and you don't see any more chupacabras, thankfully, but as you're turning, you kind of look off towards the sunset, and not directly in front of it, but towards it, you sort of see, towards the west, you see what looks to be a circling of buzzards or vultures just kind of lazily in the air. And you're like, oh, probably some, carrion, because it looks like circling behavior.
Are they roughly in the general direction of the farm? Not necessarily the exact direction, but
No, it's past the farming areas towards the mountains.
Perfect place for things to naturally die.
Yeah, but
And honestly, it's not uncommon to see vultures circling, or could even be a couple of condors, because there are, from the preserve, they have bred California condors, and some of them have established a small population in the valley.
Condors. Condors are on the verge of extinction. If we bred a colony of condors here, you wouldn't have a word against it.
Exactly. Blair Potent is still in arguments with Michael Crichton.
Looks like something else has found some food today.
Ah, yeah.
Hey, you eating anything today, Fred?
Yeah, I had something at the diner.
Hours ago?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Jeez. What a day, huh?
I mean, this is it's not my weirdest day.
Oh yeah, what was your weirdest day?
When I had my arm slashed open from a revived, possibly prehistoric bird.
Huh.
What's his name again, Sarah?
So like a
I can't remember
dinosaur
what we
bird.
Can't remember what we named the Moa.
Damn it.
So it was like a dinosaur, but a bird. Like if
it was a
dinosaurs and
bird.
birds. Like if there was a bird equivalent of a dinosaur.
Yeah. We've got one. We've got a Moa at the preserve.
You know, they're
also
thinking
called
dinosaurs
birds.
are like relatives of birds now. You know, when I was a kid, dinosaur was a lizard, but now they're saying they're related to birds.
Wait. Okay, that's a good question, DC. DC. Sarah, with advanced science, do I know anything about that?
It's 1990s.
Jurassic
Everybody's talking about Jurassic
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah,
Well,
but,
Jurassic
like,
Park doesn't come out yet.
You know,
But
It doesn't come out,
we
though.
have we're
My kid-
reviving
my
prehistoric.
kid showed me this book called The Dinosaur Heresies by this Ronald Baker guy. And let me tell you, it's got some interesting ideas in there. Yeah, you know, they thought the T-Rex, like T-Rex could like run really fast, maybe.
Yeah,
but-
that makes sense.
but he-
Yeah.
But he'd run like an ostrich, you know, with his tail up in the air, and I just think it makes it look like he's about to take a shit. Which is what Ray Harryhausen said when he saw modern dinosaur reconstructions. He's like, it looks like it's about to take it now.
Well, I mean,
Oh, he was so used to the tail draggers.
Yeah, we use the tail draggers when it's like, oh, because that's what like an animal with a tail does. It, you know, it lifts it up when it's.
He's not wrong. I mean,
Unfortunately.
yeah.
unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Oh, so, Fred, how are you doing after that unfortunate incident?
You know, it was pretty
I
terrifying.
meant, sorry, this is frustrating. I meant to say Winifred.
Yeah, this is exactly as confusing as we thought it was going to be.
Girlfriend. Bloody Freddy.
Fred Pyre.
I mean, Winnie is a valid, you know, shorthand for Winifred.
Yeah.
Except I think Winifred said not Winnie, like, threateningly, just so one.
Yeah.
But,
Callie,
Hmm?
this is you.
how's Winifred handling her blood hunger after that?
But it's pretty much what she was used to before. She had ready access to free bottled blood, so it's just like, that happened. Freaked people out. It's fine. Didn't kill anybody this time, so it's alright. She doesn't feel fantastic for scaring the shit out of people, but she's also not guilty about it because that's just the way she is. If she hadn't been asked to give away her only bottle, she would have been
I
fine.
didn't know! You could have said something!
Neither did she.
Fair. We had no way of knowing we'd run into a chupacabra tearing out someone's throat.
Now you know that maybe you shouldn't let her go into Plugtoe houses, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically how she's feeling right now. It's like, that happened. I did not kill anybody.
That's a good day in any vampire's book.
Pretty much.
I mean, unless you're that other kind of vampire.
True.
Well, those
Oh,
people,
It's at the waste of a day.
those ones suck. So
Ah, yes, the
Yeah,
asshole
literally, yeah.
vampires.
Yeah, they literally suck.
yeah, they do.
Yeah, I was actually gonna get to that, Hansu. So, well, I assume you're not gonna join them at the diner then? And you're...
Yeah, he's gonna continue the investigation on his own then.
Okay.
I mean, people were piling into your vehicle because nobody trusts the jalopy.
I came with you. Yeah. Winifred doesn't
That's
give a
fair.
shit.
That's fair. Winifred's already dead.
And if there's a violent crash, we might get a free meal out of it.
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
like
jeez.
not like anything's gonna happen to her.
Hey, I'm buying you lunch, Fred. Or dinner? What time is it?
God, I
Being a
need
vampire,
like
we
actual
didn't eat
time.
breakfast.
Well, we were doing breakfast at the diner when the kids came through. It was roughly
Yeah, and it was like 10.
so it's roughly around like 1 or 2 probably.
I mean, it's like spring, so it's not like sunset's early, so it's probably like. And you guys had to talk to them to the cops and the people there for a while, so it's probably closer to like 4-ish. Let's say 4,
Okay.
4:30ish. I don't know.
I'm grabbing you some brunch, Fred. Look like you could use some food. I could use some food myself.
Honestly, what I need is like a warm glass of milk, some sleeping pills, and a nice fold-out couch.
I mean, you gotta eat something.
I did eat. I had my diner food,
That
and
was
when I wake
hours
up,
ago, Fred.
I'll have a nice bagel.
That was hours ago, Fred.
Okay.
It's fine. I get you something. Don't worry about it. Pats you on the back.
Okay.
Yeah, so
You
Hanzo.
had a bit of a rough day. It's fine.
Were you letting them pile into your car, or
You don't have a choice.
I mean-
I suppose, yes.
So right now,
I can't remember,
with
like...
Winifred is in Jalopy with me. Fred and Olivia took off in the truck. So you'd have a homeless man and a very sick fella in your vehicle.
Oh, Connor's flat passed out in the back seat, just snoring away.
Already?
He's tired. Today's been exhausting.
Very
Just-
well.
That's fair.
So where am I dropping y'all off?
guess since she's not here, either you wake up Connor or you could just follow the other two.
There are several pull-out couches and a variety of places within the ride. Some of them are safe, but some of them are places.
Wait, are you offering to let Fred sleep in the ride?
Hey, Carlos lives in an apartment above the ride, technically. That's why it's not
Okay.
a complete piece of shit. That's where I do my gambling. Of course I have places where people can crash on the couch if they go a little crazy.
True. So, say everyone's just kind of formed a mini convoy towards the Greasy Spoon.
The unintentional,
Yeah.
unintentional convoy.
Sure thing. Might as well pick up a meal.
Yeah.
Just want to know is
It's 4 in the afternoonish, so like, eating something's not a bad idea. And getting some blood for Winifred.
how is Carlos uncomfortable at all having me in the car?
Not even fucking bothered.
Good.
He'll actually, just as you're driving down, I'm assuming the two of you in the vehicle, he'll look at you and like, so would a blood help in this situation or hurt in this situation?
Oh, it would help. I mean, I'm pretty sure that when Purpotent stopped by, they gave her some.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would. I mean, I had some, but it would still help.
I have some back at the diner you can have.
That would be good.
Don't worry about it. I've won a good amount of blood from their opponent in that last Tuesday night game.
He needs to stop betting that shit. He's an idiot.
He is, but it's why I invite him, because he's fun.
Wait, who?
Some janitor from Pluripotent or something like that keeps coming.
We're pretty sure he's a vampire. He sometimes, when he doesn't have enough chips on the table, he just gambles stuff. It's how I keep my Pluripotent blood at such a low price in town, even as Proponent raises their prices.
He's very bad at poker face.
He's very bad at poker face. And now we've invented a janitor. We're pretty sure he's a vampire.
His name is the Loathsome Dung Eater.
No.
That's only when he's really drunk.
You mean Sam?
Yeah, Sam.
Wow.
But yeah, I got him back at back of the diner with your name on it if it helps.
Yeah, it would. I mean, everything would have been fine if I hadn't been dumb.
You didn't know he had been bloodily slaughtered in there. You would kind of walk. That's like walking into a murder scene. Oh wait.
No, to be perfectly honest, and she's like, I'm only going to tell you this because I think the rest of those wide-eyed, young, innocent idiots would be a little freaked out. That was like walking into a buffet.
Yeah, I kind of had figured. I didn't go in there myself. But you specifically sat in the middle of the road until the other people showed up.
Mm-hmm.
You nearly made that one truck nearly go in the ditch. It was almost kind of funny.
He needed a vibe check.
He got a vibe check.
So yeah, don't tell any of the others that, because I'm pretty sure I freaked out that zookeeper a lot more than she needed.
Fair. I nearly burned the entire house down, so it's fine. You were in the house at that point, so as long as you don't tell them, hey, I nearly set the house y'all were in on fire, I won't tell them that you thought it was a buffet.
Yeah. Deal.
War crimes.
War crime friends.
You know, it's
only a
weird
word
being
on
the
it for a
team,
war.
it's weird being one of the only normal people on this team. Like, normal and, like...
And universal cloned animals.
To be fair,
Yeah.
Winnie and I are probably just the strangest two people in this entire crew. For the
Guess
most
I am.
part.
Guess I am sort of a weirdo.
No, you and I are, like, the ones who aren't supernatural or anything in any way.
Oh yeah, I suppose in that way I'm normal.
I'm not supernatural either.
Yes, you are. You're a spook.
Nothing supernatural about it.
Yes, there is.
There's the only supernatural
Yeah.
thing about it is your karaoke skills, right?
He does
Oh, that's a good joke. I get it.
with a response.
I'm assuming this has become like a natural transition into the diner at this point.
Yeah, you all pull up, and I guess this is you all just kind of talking as you walk in. The Carla would have finished her shift, so she's gone. So it would be, what was the other one with you? Sandy. So, it's a decent amount of people. You know, it's not a lunch rush. It's a little late for the lunch rush. Too early for the dinner rush, but decent amount of business, but there's plenty of room for the whole group to take a booth or at the counter, wherever you want to go.
I will wave with a single hand and be like, the choice is yours. Because they're all my seats anyway. Got them for steel.
You did.
For some reason, I'm just imagining it's like, you, get out of that booth now.
No, he wouldn't be that. I mean,
Of course not. It's just... it's like, hey, mind if I sit here? Thanks.
Now, to solidify my image of this diner, it's all like that red vinyl covering, right?
So it's a mixture of like the 1950s, like stereotypical like silver chromed diner that has been upgraded. That was upgraded at some point in the 70s to have some wood paneling added on the inside and some of that red stuff. And none of it really matches, and it's all about 20 years out of date, except for like the kitchen stuff, which looks like it's a little newer.
I'm just saying, it's not.
Well, not by much.
It's not really a greasy spoon diner unless you slip off the seats when you sit down.
Oh well, yeah. Of course that happens.
So, question: did you get the '70s wood paneling to keep from having Dexter Jetsters invade your bar?
What?
I cannot answer that one way or the other because I cannot legally confirm or deny that I know what a Dexter Jester is.
What?
For those who don't know, Dexter Jetster is the horrible four-armed monster in Attack of the Clones who runs the 1950s themed diner on Coruscant.
Oh!
That guy.
Oh! Yeah,
So
no,
I'm wondering if you got the '70s wood paneling to keep them from infesting your bar. And assuming that in the canon of this world, Dexter Jetsters are a plague upon 50s themed diners. If you set one up, there's just a chance one will start taking roost in your diner and pretending it owns the place, and you just have to deal with that.
Mustache.
Obi-Wan!
I have
This
not.
four-armed lizard man with an inexplicable mustache.
I appreciate your concern, Fred, but there has never been a Dexter Jester invest.
Oh, I wouldn't know what Dexter Jetster is. That movie hasn't come out yet.
For another.
We're
Yeah,
several years
probably a
off.
year at least.
Oh,
We haven't even had Jurassic Park yet.
we haven't even had like the re-edited original trilogy in theaters yet, much less Phantom Menace. George Lucas hasn't even begun to stick his cock back in Star Wars yet.
God. Oh, that was an image I didn't need, TT. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I know. So the diner is just a mixture of themed aesthetics that are all at the youngest 10 years out of date.
Sounds good.
My glorious cash cow of a restaurant. No, it's not.
There's no Dexter Jesters, but occasionally you or Hugo have to shoo out a burrowing owl or two. They get everywhere.
I get a couple of burrowing owls occasionally. There's this one who lives about a quarter mile out in the desert that way and points behind the restaurant. And that one likes to try to get in under the floorboards. So occasionally I'll come in the morning and there's just an owl head poking up through the floor tile, and I'm like, "What are you doing there? Get out of there!"
You can always
I've
tell
had
the
to
same
vis-
one because it has a blind eye.
No, it's not because it has a blind eye. Because it gives me the same look every time. Like, how dare you infest my wonderful nest? And I just pick him up by his throat, and I just casually, throw him into the desert. They're birds. They'll be fine.
The real problem is if it was the mole tortoises.
That reminds me of the time where an owl flew into my house through the window, and I had to catch it.
Oh, fun.
But I mean through the window. It knocked its shit silly and then flew around the entire house, screeching.
Oh, like through the glass?
Yeah. And I had to grab it and throw it back outside. It was fun.
I think there's an owl that lives on my property. think it's one of
Yeah.
those
I know.
barred owls.
Burrowing
I didn't know
owls
they had-
get in my place sometimes. One time they got into my Cocoa Puffs and they just shat all over in there. So
Ah,
That sounds more like rats.
no, it was owls.
I
I
think
I know.
so.
No, I saw the damn thing run out of the Cocoa Puffs. There were owl pellets in the Life cereal. They were just all over the damn room.
They got the rats that were going for the Cocoa Puffs.
You got an owl problem because you had a rat problem.
Congratulations, we solved one problem by introducing a new problem.
And it's going better
But
than
it's
it
okay.
did July.
After we release the snakes, we release the gorillas, and they die out in the winter.
I get that reference and I love it.
Uh,
Back when The Simpsons. Oh, The Simpsons is still funny right now. We're living in a golden age. We don't know how good we got it. We're also living in a world where there's only one George Bush who's president.
oh damn.
There's another George Bush.
And if I have anything to say about it, it'll stay that way.
Han Solo.
Your mission, if you choose to accept it, kill George W. Bush.
Oh, we're definitely flagged right now.
Oh god. I didn't even think about it when I set the game in 1992. I didn't even consider that setting it in 92 means this game is literally 30 years ago.
Oh my god. Oh god, don't you make me feel weird.
I'm having fun with it. I get to think about my childhood and things that would and would not be.
See, I'm exactly 30, so like this stuff is like just far back enough in my life that I am having trouble remembering them.
So,
I was exactly 10 years old right now.
Sorry.
I was 10 years old in 1992. Eat all my ass.
so, y'all get food. Olivia, you force Fred to eat. Or you order
I
something
guess
for him.
I'll eat
Yeah,
some.
what do you want to get, Fred? Tell me.
I guess it's a nice burger, or you could grill me a cheese.
A burger and grilled cheese?
No, not both. Jesus.
But it's
I mean, why not?
Too late. Carlo's eyes have gotten to shine, and he runs back into the kitchen.
Oh no,
hey,
I can't eat all of that.
And he comes out,
I already got a paunch.
and he comes out and places in front of you what is essentially just a patty melt, but with like the really good like restaurant grade thick grilled cheese bread,
God damn it.
melted cheddar, and instead of American cheese on the burger, and like some caramelized onions on it. He's like, "Here, try this."
Okay. Oh shit, that's
Fine,
good.
I got this.
I don't like being a mooch.
You're not a
You're-
mooch.
you're
I
not a-
offered to get you lunch.
You're
You
not a
helped me
mooch.
get-
You're a guinea pig. There's a difference.
Okay, you helped me catch a chupacabra earlier. She passed you on that back again.
Fred deserves it. Something
Yes.
as a treat.
You helped me out. You're getting this. Tell me how it is. Maybe I'll grab one.
It's good.
Alright. Make that two then.
Oh man, if I have to add this to that as a permanent for the menu, the cook's gonna be so mad at me. This is not the first time. It just makes more.
You know who suffers in silence. Stoic silence.
Stoic silence.
Thinking
But,
about the
like-
day he could finally take his revenge.
At some point.
As
Everyone
somebody,
gets killed. Everyone gets killed by a fried cook sooner or later.
As somebody who worked in a bar and was both the bartender and the cook, it was more fun to be in the back as the cook.
Fair, yeah, that's good.
Cook any dumb shit you want as long as I don't have to look at people.
You look at me in the eye, it is an act of war.
Carlos wins that war because it's you get the paycheck, man. I give you that paycheck. Now, does he pay him a lot more than a normal fry cook does? Absolutely. Carlos has no concept of saving for a financial future in terms of the business. He's a terrible businessman.
Besides, the mystery flesh pit will probably just open and swallow us all. Might as well enjoy the now.
I love that in both of our urban fantasy campaigns, we have characters who run small businesses that pay ludicrously well because that's one of the things we all fantasize about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just about as fantastical as monsters.
Yeah.
Oh, and Fred, if you need to take a nap before you go to your shift, you can borrow the couch in the break room in the back of the ride.
That's good. It's it's probably more comfortable than the one that I got back at the motel.
I do not make that promise.
What's wrong with the one you got back in the hotel in rough shape?
Yeah, the springs are kind of coming loose, and every now and then it snaps. Every now and then it snaps on me while I'm sleeping.
Oh,
and
Fred, is that like yours or is that property of the hotel?
Oh, it's property of the hotel. I can't afford my own furniture.
Replace it.
It's hard times for a motel, especially in the off season.
I mean, they got some faulty stuff in the rooms. They should fix it.
I don't want to make a fuss.
I mean, you don't.
I can make a fuss. I like making a fuss. She perks up and looks at him.
Why don't we go make a fuss? You go take a nap.
I don't want to get kicked out of my motel, guys.
You're not gonna get kicked out of your motel.
Quick question: who runs that? Which motel are you staying at? There's several.
That's a good question. Which motel am I staying at?
Oh shit. Let's see. Did I actually write that down? You know what? How about we say it's the Oasis Bloom Hotel? A fancy name for kind of not such a fancy place.
Hey, little Fred, wanna go cause a ruckus?
Cracks her knuckles and goes, yeah.
She waits till Fred goes to actually sleep on the couch, so she doesn't give him anxiety.
I wouldn't bother that one. The person who runs that motel's a bit of, that's not a nice way to say it. They're a bit of a bastard.
Bit of a bitch?
Bit of a bitch. Bit of a bastard.
I mean, I don't know if they're really going to
I set a couch on fire once, and I'm banned from the establishment.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was the same couch?
Oh no!
Well, I mean,
we're gonna go get Fred a better bed.
we could also just, go get his stuff and have him rent the room from you, Carlos.
Yeah, you got a better room?
Carlos is like, I don't know if I want him here all the time.
Carlos is like, I technically live in a studio apartment above an animatronic ride, and I have a storage room that I use for gambling.
You don't got room.
I don't really got room.
A shower.
Where do you shower?
In the motel.
They usually have a bathroom.
No, not
Yeah.
you.
I built a bathroom in the ride. It's fine.
He just pees out the window.
I do not. I have a toilet. There's even a toilet here in the diner.
Do you have like a shower back there?
I have a hose with a shower head. Does that count?
Hanzo's trying to eat his food in peace.
I was about to ask, how do you do it, Hanzo?
He's trying to eat his food in peace while they discuss pissing off the fucking animatronic ride.
Winifred did not say that out loud. That was me being an asshole.
I'm just like, Connor's sitting there just eating, has this look of, yep, same shit, different day. And like, he takes like 4 bites, and he reaches into his coat, pops grabs a bottle, pops the top, just chugs back a couple of pills, and just goes back to eating.
It's
One
a good thing this burger is so greasy. Otherwise,
Y'all doing fine over there?
They're trying to be civilized and eat their food.
No, yeah. That's a
Yeah,
damn
ridiculous.
lie. I'm just trying not to fucking die.
Wasn't that bad.
Just red eyes slowly turning. Yeah, sure.
I mean, you didn't even get clawed.
It's fine.
I think he's more talking about the fact that he's sick. Like, do you need some of the good stuff, man?
He actually turns the pill bottle, and it has like, the side effects. It's like massively outproportioned by the benefit. And it's like coughing flu medication, and like side effects include possibly dying.
Oh my god.
It's like, this is about as hardcore as you can get. And then he actually just swings back, just completely tips it back like it's a martini shot.
Should you be
Like a
taking that
shotgun.
any?
No, it should not be.
I'd like to
Then maybe you
headcanon.
shouldn't.
I'm gonna headcanon that you're taking the drug from the 10 uninterrupted minutes of Village of a Bear video.
Probably. But like, he goes, hasn't killed me yet.
yeah.
How long have you taken them?
He kind of like pauses for a minute and goes, 12 years?
Well, holy shit.
The amount of buildup in your liver must be impressive.
Like,
Yeah, you got like a liver of steel.
it's why I don't drink, so I don't burn out the liver so fast.
Alright.
So this is kind of in the mid-range of stuff I take.
Mid-range?
Yeah. He like opens the coat pocket, and there's like 5 pockets with varying pill bottles.
A walking
Um,
pharmacy.
Right?
I would imagine.
They range from Tums down to shit like may include like the oh god, what I'm thinking of. Fucking pain pills are basically slightly altered heroin.
That shit away.
A laudanum?
Yeah.
Put that
Valley.
shit away.
Well,
I don't need the feds here.
I think that's
medical.
illegal.
No, it's not. You can get it from any pharmacy if you're sick enough. It's close
What
to
do you
that.
The cops in this town are kind of dumb. They thought oregano was weed.
It's not?
No.
Closes the store. It's fine. Like they can fucking read the name of the bottle. What is this called? Focatol? Yeah, that's right.
Oh god.
I'm deleting the gif of Dexter Jester because I don't like him looking at me.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's
That's
Why you
completely
gotta
fair.
D50 theme? Why you gotta D50 themes your diners? Otherwise, you're gonna get Dexter Jesters.
Fucking Bristow. Oh shit. Like I'm looking at me.
The smug aura mocks me.
Fucking hell. Fuck you
Oh
guys.
God.
You guys are gonna
Wow.
fucking kill me.
yeah. Sarah's gonna kill you.
That's fine. I just remember the only other of his alien species to show up was a Clancy Brown horror or no villain.
Yeah,
Evil
the-
Jedi.
One of the
asshole.
most evil characters in the Clone Wars.
The biggest asshole I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
Yeah.
Apocalypse Now.
God, what a dick.
What?
There's a Clone Wars 4-parter where Anakin's Twad. Anakin gets reassigned, and a member of Dexter's Jester species who happens to be a Jedi is their new boss. And he's basically giving them orders designed to get as many of the clones killed as possible. It's one of the many episodes where you're like, oh my god, these are people. These are people, and this whole situation is fucking horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And at first you think he's just doing it because he views them as disposable cannon fodder. It's not even that he's dumb, it's that he just genuinely thinks these are disposable people, fuck them. But eventually it's revealed he's on the dark side, so it's okay.
Yeah, he was like deliberately trying to sabotage the best Legion they had.
Oh.
I think it was voiced by Clancy Brown, so that's always a bonus for a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Fennoy, actually.
But he had a deep, gravelly voice like Clancy Brown.
At one point,
wow.
yeah, at one point,
Got it wrong.
he deliberately told one group of soldiers that another group of soldiers had been killed and their enemies were wearing their armor, and that hadn't happened. So he had them all shoot at each other.
And has one of the best scenes, I think, in the Clone Wars, where it's like Rex, the main clone, runs out, pulling off his helmet. He's like, "Stop shooting! We're shooting our brothers. We're all clones."
He's just the most wretched person. I hate him a lot. Anyway, you don't want him in your diner.
Yeah. Right.
You don't want Dexter Jetsters in your diner. This is a lesson for our viewers.
Okay, so you're all having a pretty decent time. You get some good food, greasy appropriately.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hanzo, I think that eventually you go and check your car phone,
Definitely.
and there is a little flashing light that says you do have a message. It's I don't get after me if car phones in '92 didn't have voicemail capability, but we'll say this one does.
There isn't giant
and you're
mystery
looking-
flesh pits either.
True.
Yeah.
And it's a message from from someone. It's not from your from Dara, but it's kind of like one of his subordinates. Not like one of your station, but they call in and they say that preliminary testing is underway on the cattle corpse and study on the chupacabras. They say that a quick examination showed that these ones do seem to have suffered sunburns, electrical burns, and all of them have what looks to be fractures from as they said, it looks to be like something shook them around. But they all got like minor fractures, and the person says, kind of going, it's reminiscent of car accident victims. And
With
they
all that
say,
information together, it sounds like poachers.
Yeah, and they don't say that. That's definitely the vibe you're getting. And they say that the cattle, they say they're doing testing on uh, the poison, venom, or other toxin that was located at the wound. They are unsure of its makeup yet.
Alrighty.
That will take a little bit more testing, but yeah, you're pretty confident that this sounds like a poacher's. It got them.
hmm
And actually, they do leave an order passed on from McLean, your superior, saying, uh, for the time being, follow up leads, try to track down leads into this poaching.
hmm Will do. Where to begin, though? He's gonna come back into the diner then, and he's clearly got a look of a thinking cap on.
Penny, for your thoughts?
No. Debating how to proceed.
Hey, you check on the homeless guy in the back? I think he fell asleep.
Who's the
Shady
homeless
still
guy?
munching.
No, Shady's here.
Yes, hello, I'm here.
That's why I asked to
Oh,
go check
oh.
on the homeless guy.
I didn't see the message. So, Tommy, you rode with everyone back to the Greasy Spoon where everyone has been getting some much needed food, and I'm sure that you were pretty hungry being on the road for as long as you were.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's me. I'm Tommy, and I'm hungry.
You got any money?
Not
Let's
that
see.
hungry.
I'll just go out to the back.
No. I already bought Fred something to eat. I've got to do something too.
You're a kind young lady.
That's fine. Wouldn't have caught those two if it wasn't for you guys. So, my treat.
I thought Tommy was young, or relatively young.
Being
Yeah,
homeless.
but-
He's not. He doesn't look young. He looks ragged.
He's like young 20s, though.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. He's small, though.
He's got miles on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'll just harsh on the road.
Yeah, maybe he's been sick with something too. and
Maybe he
it
just
fucked up
really
his
wants to be
vocal.
Tom Waits.
Yeah. My attempt at Grunkle Stan mixed with Dandy B though is not going the best. But I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm the
Uncle
magician.
DeVito.
I'm the homeless man. I go in your trash cans, knock them over, and eat the trash.
I get it. That's a
See,
Seinfeld
joke?
reference.
Mm-hmm. See, the joke here is he has to eat garbage.
Because he's poor.
Exactly.
All along was capitalism.
Really is.
The real monster all along
Like
was capitalism.
spoiler.
Also, this giant...
Like spoiler. I mean, don't give everything away. So, what y'all want to do next?
Yeah. So, you find anything out, Spook?
I do have a name.
I know your name.
I'm not calling you zookeeper.
Fair enough. Find anything out, Hanzo?
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Zookeeper. Zookeeper.
See, it's like I'm not
I'm
sure
more
how
of a
much
park
I'm at
ranger, but
obligation.
you know.
I'm not sure how much liberty I am to tell y'all.
I mean,
You have 1, 2. There are 3 people for player opponent here. Anything you say is outside, from what I hear, is heresy and should not be publicly discussed.
Right.
Listen, I just admitted to eating from the garbage. Do you really think anyone would believe me?
he's got you there.
Fair point, little man.
I don't know. They believe the president when he says things.
That's also true. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. True, I am white.
Would we be on right now? Would we be on Bill Clinton or Herbert Walker?
Is it?
I think it might be Herbert Walker, but I'm not 100% sure.
Let me see.
It's early 90s, and I think Bill was like late 90s.
1992 president.
I think that was Bush. No.
George H.W. Bush.
Yeah, we were just talking about George Bush.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's remember that. So now when we talk about the president, we have to be full on hatred.
Mhm.
We can't be like, oh, that lovable rascal, and we can't make sex jokes. It's just full on hatred.
It's that fucking piece of shit.
Are we?
It's Reagan Xerox is in charge at the moment.
Are we early 1992? Like, is this early in the year?
Yeah.
Because this was an election. This was an election year, and Bill Clinton got in this year.
As he often did. Hey-oh!
Hey!
Oh!
He's a sex offender.
God damn it. Well,
Stress.
just so we all know that this is a presidential election year, and George H.W. Bush is president right at this second, but is going up against Bill Clinton in elections. So
what you're saying is go to Washington and...
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you're already poor, you're already a criminal.
Let's all go to Washington.
But right now we can make, instead of making horrible sexual predator jokes, we can just make horrible Reagan Xerox jokes.
And that might be better for us spiritually.
Yes.
Yeah.
More fulfilling.
Indeed.
So, it's like...
No, let that copy machine we call a president.
Yeah. So he'll share his findings and his belief that it does sound like a poaching incident.
I wouldn't be surprised. We get poachers here. Yeah, we get poachers here. We get some poachers here once in a while.
With our findings. However, what concerns me is the necrotic tissue. Chupacabras don't do that, which means something is still on the loose.
Why would someone want to poach a harmless little chupa?
Because some people really suck.
Some people want an exotic pet. And other people want in on the research that Pluripotent has claimed for itself.
Didn't they see that daytime special where the lady had the pet chimp and it ate her face?
Maybe.
Regis was talking about it on his show.
Maybe it's because they want things that can eat people's faces. The military applications of those chupacabras could be... Oh, am I kidding? They're crazier than a bat out of hell.
Yeah, you ain't controlling a chupacabra.
People are stupid. I want to point that out, and they've never stopped being stupid.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, it's not like they're using some sort of weird clicking noise to aim a chupacabra at a person and try to get them to eat them. That'd be silly, right?
That's really dumb.
As the X-Men movie once said, people are wild, crazy animals.
The
Sorry,
what?
That's not out.
The
That's,
what?
That's like late 90s.
Shit. Hold on.
We're
See,
pre-Jurassic
isn't
Park.
even out yet.
We're pre-Jurassic Park. The most superhero movies have advanced is Tim Burton Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's it?
There has not been a superhero movie with CGI yet.
Oh my god.
CGI doesn't really exist yet either.
When did
Bro,
Spawn
I'm just thinking about like the
Late 90s.
old Iron Man and Hulk movies from like the 70s. I'm surprised.
Spawn
Nothing.
movie also came out in '97.
Yep.
feels older than that, but anyway.
the newest superhero movie, quote unquote, would be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze.
What?
Yeah.
You're
calling out really bad.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze is the
Oh.
Oh, that one.
technically
Okay. That's a thing.
I don't know. I mean, Secret of the Ooze leads us to fighting a Brachydia, so I'm not sure how I feel about that.
What?
Because he uses ooze to blow things up.
that's the name of one of the quests.
Yeah, Scatha gets it. High five.
High five. That's literally one of the quest names.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
You failed me for the last time, Nora.
Well, I don't know. I didn't know what that was. Wait me.
There's also Fern Gully.
There is.
Stupid, sexy Hexus.
Oh.
That Tim Curry fella is, he's something.
And Tim Curry fella, when I saw Rocky Horror Picture Show as a kid, it gave me some wild ideas that I never followed up on.
I know I let wild ideas. That's how it's gonna be.
I forgot Rocky Horror was from 75. Jeez.
Yeah.
Good
God,
God.
is that old.
God, Tim Curry's old.
Yeah, that's the only thing. He had a stroke and now he can't act anymore, so. Yeah, he is.
But, let's
I miss you,
see.
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Bless you, man. Bless you, Tim Curry.
Indeed.
So, Fred, they're trying to get you to. Actually, I don't know what's going on. What's going on with Fred and his bed?
Eventually, I'm gonna sleep in the back because I am on the verge of sleep exhaustion. And
Yeah.
then they're gonna go pick a fight with the guy who runs my motel and probably get me kicked out of the motel,
We
which
decided-
would be a very Fred thing to happen.
We decided not to do that, I think.
Yeah.
Once it was
That's a
pointed
shame. It
out.
would have been fucking hilarious.
Once it was pointed out that you would probably get kicked out, we're like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, maybe not.
Are we sure? I could arrange for something.
Range for what?
Ominous.
Tommy, motions his head up to a frying pan that's just sitting on the counter, and then motions back.
You should go to bed, Fred.
Already a wanted man.
He's already there.
Okay, Fred's off to sleep. Which one of y'all wants to come out and look for some shit? For some poachers?
Considering that's my job, yes.
I mean, you're obviously coming, huh? So who else wants to come?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, you don't gotta.
Just, if there's blood soaked everywhere, maybe steer me
You don't-
somewhere else.
Yeah, you don't gotta.
Just maybe steer me somewhere else.
See, I'm curious. Is it the sight of blood or is it the smell of blood?
Both. When combined together, it's worse, though.
Interesting.
I mean, if you smell a cheeseburger, and if you see a cheeseburger, and if you do it both at the same time, which one? What happens?
Beast trigger.
Beast trigger.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Beast trigger.
I know, I'm sorry.
Welcome to McDonald's. Would you like a fucking beef burger? Please, please, chicken nuggets.
Chicken
Can I get a milkshake with that at the very least? Our milkshake machine broken.
As everyone is discussing where to go, Tommy grabs the frying pan and links off towards the motel.
Oh my god.
Let him go. That crazy son of a bitch.
That's your frying pan, you know.
Wait, shit, that is my frying pan.
Tommy's already
I
gone.
just got that scrubbed.
Yeah, nah, it's fine. I'll get another one.
So you're really taking a frying pan on a hunting?
Yep. Hunting for a motel manager. Let's go.
The real
I
monster of
guess-
the week.
I guess it's you, me, and Winifred. They're off the hunt. Yeah, where do you want to go? You want to go help them hunt you're going to go help them hunt motel owner, or are you coming with us to look for poachers?
I mean, the hotel owners don't tend to like me, so I'll go with you guys. For some reason, they just don't like me.
They've got poor taste.
So does everyone.
Yeah. Alright, so where should we start, Hugs? I think closer to the farm? See if we can't find any tracks?
That's my first instinct.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully it's not been long enough for the tracks to be completely gone. We can try and follow them back to their source. Because, assumedly, they escaped from some poachers, which means Winifred needs to be wary.
Yeah.
So you're heading back towards the Barrett farm?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I'll call it in to report as such.
Okay.
In case
And-
in case we all disappear and get mauled by something, you know.
Okay, so it's Connor, Hanzo, Olivia, and Winifred going, and then Fred's asleep, and Tommy is on a mission.
Yep.
And Tommy is on a mission and being followed by Carlos,
To commit
trying to get his
crimes.
frying pan back.
Carlos and Tommy. Let's see. Okay, so the Oasis Bloom Hotel isn't that far away from the Greasy Spoon Diner. Probably why Fred stops there on the way back and forth from work. And you would know, actually, neither of you would know. Actually, I guess Carlos would know. The owner is a man named Rico Aldez. And Tommy,
Yes.
how do you approach this? I wasn't expecting a frying pan assassination mission in the second episode, but here we go.
Okay. Okay, so I'm guessing he's in the door marked manager, if my knowledge of motels is correct. Haven't been seen one in a while.
Probably a good lead.
Okay. Tommy bangs on the door.
There's a moment where it's silent, and then you hear a shout like, "The fuck!" and the door opens, and there's a tall, kind of heavy-set Mexican guy. He's standing there. And he looks down. He's like,
You just hit my door with a frying pan?
Yes, now shut up. I've been hearing some complaints about your establishment.
And he just kind of crosses his arms in front of him and he's like, go on.
I heard
Seems more confused.
I heard you haven't been treating your patrons the best. Out of character, what is the exact situation with Fred?
He's in a flea trap motel where the bed gives you scabies and the fold-out couch is burnt and has a broken mechanism, so like once every other night or so it'll just fold up with you in it.
And there's an owl problem.
Owls got into the place and shat in his cereal. All sorts of things happened.
Okay.
That's a mongoose? Oh, never mind. You fell in the mongoose container. Never mind.
Yeah.
That was an unrelated happenstance in the long line of the tribulations of Fred.
Yeah. The tribulations
Your
of Fred.
beds are giving people issues. Your furniture is out of whack.
And he just kind of looks down at you and goes, are you here for a refund, or are you trying to get... What's going on
I'm here to make it so you actually fix the damn things and take care of your patrons.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but Redemption's not really much of a tourist town anymore, so... I mean, if you want to shack up and, fund this, go right ahead. And he starts to close the door.
Tommy jabs the frying pan out and keeps the door from closing. I ain't done with you. Even though you don't got money, you can easily... I can't speak. I apologize. That is not in character, by the way.
Alt mode.
I don't know, like he's kind of going feral.
Do re mi fa sol la do. Anyway. There are ways to take care of your patrons that don't require much money. Hell, you could find a way to fix the goddamn washer. Maybe replace the mattress with, like, one from a homeless shelter. I don't fucking know. Point is, you're causing problems for the people. And if you don't stop, I'll cause problems for you.
Am I gonna have to pick you up for the fucking...
It's not like he hasn't been there before.
He just got to town.
He's been in other police stations.
You been in one, you been in all.
Carlos, are you, watching this?
And he's eating popcorn.
Oh, that's right. He said BRB. Oh, no, that's Carlos? You there? Great.
I'm here.
Yeah, Raven was... Raven BRB.
Yeah, no, I was asking Carlos, are you watching this?
Carlos pulls up around the corner to see the small, short, homeless man threatening with a frying pan. The thing, and he's just kind of
someone that is much taller than him.
Yeah, it's just kind of it's I guess I'm sitting here making sure he doesn't murder anybody. And when the door closes, he's just like, hey, he ain't dead yet.
Well, Tommy stopped the door from closing. So the guy's standing there and he's like, listen, I don't have the patience or the time to deal with this right now, and this will keep you from threatening me with a frying pan. And he just takes a moment to let that sink in, more for himself than anything. He's like, Fine. You know what? Fine. You're right. I should be getting to this. Just, I'll get to it. Just go. Just before I call the sheriff.
Oh, do you do that?
I'm sure you will. Just closes the door. Now Tommy has a rival.
It's
Tommy's
become a recurring foe now.
You just turn around and Carlos is like leaning against one of the light poles in the parking lot, like, I need my frying pan back.
Go, it did good work.
Cool. And you just see him like somehow stick the handle of the frying pan into his belt loops, of which there are many because this is the early 90s. It's like, awesome. I just wanted to make sure my frying pan came back without any dents.
To a frying pan.
I don't
They
know.
can
Having
be
a
both,
cartoon face imprint would be kind of funny.
Yeah, it'd be wall art, you know? Just hang it on the wall, and boom.
Yeah, but it's a cast iron pan. You know what I mean? They ain't cheap. I gotta pay like a whole $10 for a new one.
Oh, $10. How horrible.
I
In
mean,
93, that's a lot of money.
Certainly a lot of money for a guy who essentially just ran off with it to hit somebody.
It's fine.
Yeah, come on, they were gonna go investigate some stuff. And I want to see if I can smack a thing with a frying pan.
Okay, let's go.
Only I could use the frying pan.
This is true. I am probably very terrible with a frying pan.
It's like I was making sure you didn't use it to hit anybody and break it, because that means I can't do it.
If you break my frying pan, I have to buy a new one. Not saying, hitting a person with a cast iron skillet hard enough to leave an imprint in them wouldn't kill a man. What's his death mask? Oh, it's the remnants of a frying pan. Why? Because it's what they have.
Hey, haven't you seen Tangled? It's a great weapon.
Well,
See,
the man
see,
with this frying pan.
You're thinking Tangled, I'm thinking Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh yeah.
And how my friends and I would go through the maps going, no guns, that sets off car alarms, only frying pans.
Time to cook. So, where were Tommy and Carlos going now that Tommy's ultimatum has been delivered?
We are going to where Hanzo and crew are going to go do the actual investigation.
Back to the farm.
Alright. Back to the farm. So, you drive back up to the farm, and it's been taped off. There's the police tape across the. Welcome back, Raven. So you would be going with the group to Barrett's farm. It's been taped off. There's you don't see any sheriffs left behind. There is like one truck that is from Pluripotent, but that you pass, going the opposite way. It looks like they just finished up. And first group, the farm is yours. There's like the one cow that's still there, just just chewing grass, just nosing around. The one that
Yeah, Fred's friend.
yeah,
Survivor.
just seems completely nonplussed about everything that's happened.
That's just how cow be.
Yeah. That'd be cow. Either
And-
completely nonplussed or murderous.
Cow be that.
And just to describe it a little bit more,
there's the farmhouse, and then there's the field behind it where the cows graze, and there's like two barns. The newer one that's closer up to the house, that's fine, and then the older, dilapidated one where you found the dead cow further back, and beyond that, past the fence, there is an irrigation canal, cement sided that goes through. It's it's got water flowing through it. It's not completely filled because it's not. Actually, it did rain recently, so it's good amount of water in there. But then on the other side, there is the open field where it's mostly wildflowers and some cactus and a couple boulders, and then that leads up into the hills towards the mountains.
All right. I guess we should look.
If we're looking for a trail,
Yeah.
my concern is if it took the canal, there wouldn't be a trail. Because I know that sometimes the cows will just sit in the canal.
Oh yeah, they're menaces like that sometimes.
Yeah, so if a cow can do that, I'm pretty sure other creatures can do it too.
So, look for tracks.
Yeah, let's start with where we found the necrotic corpse.
Yeah. See if we can't find anything weirder.
Because something that big to maul a cow like that has to be kind of big.
Yeah.
So, I guess that would be investigate a mystery.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want us to use the dice roll channel for that, or?
Whatever. I'll just have the dice roll channels just to keep things uncluttered, but it doesn't really matter. A lot of them nice.
What is my...
I will move to the dice channel. It's exclamation point roll.
No, you need
space.
You need a space.
It's been a hot minute.
And like I said, you can all use physical dice if you're more comfortable with it, because I know Avery can be a real pain sometimes as a robot. Although, these are some pretty good rolls today, so far.
8's not doing a 6, so that's a 6.
6.
Oh, that's a 6. I thought that was an 8. Well, fuck. That's just a failure, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm good at that.
Managed to reveal some information to the monster or whoever you are talking to. Okay, but for the rest of you,
God damn it.
Sorry. You get a hold of 2. So there's what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, what can hurt it, where did it go, what was it going to do, and what is being concealed here.
Well, I'm going to ask the obvious, where did it go?
Okay, so you start looking at the dirt that's around and the plants that are growing by the canal and around the barn, and you do see evidence of some crushed plants and a couple of footprints that, well, not footprints. You're not sure if they're what kind of prints, but you do see what looks to be indents and scrapes in the dirt, where it looks like something was. It looks. Well, I guess what you roll? You rolled pretty good. Yeah. It looks like something emerged from the canal because you do see what looks to be what was probably some mud that then dried up, and then leading towards the barn, and then of course with the blood that's soaked into the ground that before it got slurped up, it looks like by the chupacabras. It looks like it went back into the canal. You see another set of what looks to be something large. It was dragged along the ground with prints on either side of it.
What are you getting?
And you do see chupacabra tracks that come from the other side of the canal, so it's not like they traveled by the canal. You see some coming in from the field towards the barn. Looks like they were drawn by the smell of the dead cow's blood, and then went to the farmhouse.
What are you thinking?
Well, chupacabras came from over the canal, but something else is responsible for ripping up the cow first.
And it drew the chupacabras. But we didn't see any signs of confrontation, so it must have left before the chupacabra showed up.
Maybe it got there first.
Yeah, it could have been what lured them to the farm.
The smell of, the eviscerated cow.
Yeah.
They're there, they're hungry, and there's nothing else to eat, so...
Yeah, because one of the details that when you looked at the cow, it was torn to pieces, but it looked like it had been, for lack of a better description, licked clean of all its blood by the chupacabras before they moved on.
Yeah. I want to use one of my holds. What sort of creature would, in our experience, would any creature be, drawn to, lots of water in the, if it's traveling by canal, if we think?
So you're asking what sort of creature is it?
Yeah.
It definitely seems that it's one of the things that you know from having to deal with endofauna and the superorganism is endofauna are very unsuited for life above ground, especially in the desert, because life in the superorganism is, again, for lack of a better term, very moist. It is very humid in there. It's a lot of moisture, and a lot of things when they come up to the surface or end up on the surface, they dry up very quickly. So you think it is some kind of possibly amphibious thing, especially if it's traveling by the canals.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And you said you looked at the tracks and it said it was kind of like dragging its body along.
Well, it looks like that there were parts where it dragged itself out of the water, and then the dragging part looks like it lifted up, and you see the prints on either side, and then there's a depression where it looks like it had sat down to eat, and then again another depression where it had slid back into the canal.
So we're dealing with something kind of bulky. Something bulky and wants to keep wet, for lack of a better term.
Wet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, if you don't mind, use my hold to say what's hidden here.
What's hidden here? Okay. Looking around and once again, you're just, you feel that little mental nudge, and you're looking by the barn where the cow was. It's been picked up and taken away, but previously you did see before going into the barn, someone had spotted that there were scorpions that looked like they had gotten disturbed from whatever it visited and kind of fleshed out of the barn. Now that you're looking around, you don't see any scorpions when there should have been some. And you actually look, and underneath this little sheet of really rusted metal that was part of the barn, and you pick it up, it was near where the corpse was, and underneath it you find what looks to be a piece of the limb that had been a cow hoof that had been left behind, not found by the biohazard pickup. And you find the scorpions, and they are picking it clean.
Okay.
And it is weird because scorpions do not socially interact like this, even if there's like a large amount of food.
Nor do they usually scavenge like this. Like, so he's using like a stick or a shoe or something to lift up the sheet because he's not a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it
and
found the
wow, makes
scorpions. It found the scorpions, and they're acting weird. Also, Hanzo, your hazard dudes missed a bit.
What are we looking at here?
Is got
Do you
a
see a
that's pretty quickly being defleshed.
That was weird.
Like, I'm not like I haven't lived here that long, but I'm reasonably sure scorpions don't act like this.
They don't.
Don't.
and like some of them did scatter when you lift up the thing. Because they don't like sudden lights or movement.
Yeah, it's good. You know, they can be dangerous, but they're not this dangerous.
So, any other questions y'all had for the investigate?
Mm.
Actually, Winifred,
Yep.
you in specific, since you are a deep ranger and probably one of two people in this group that have actually been inside the superorganism, roll a sharp,
Okay. Just
because you might be just enough information.
okay. 9.
A 9? Okay, you are the something hunting from the water. The way the cow was torn to pieces, and the presence of scorpions, and then even you think back to the puncture wound, where the necrotic puncture wounds on the cow, and you're already kind of cold blood, just chills a bit as you realize, oh fuck, how did they get one out of there? You think there is a scorplodite.
What?
Oh, fuck.
A scorplodite. It is a, as you would know, Winifred, a scorplodite is a large mutated endofauna of a scorpion that they are roughly the size of an alligator.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Dealing with a rat scorpion.
I don't want to alarm everybody, but we should probably back away from the water. The water. I saw
Have
that.
I ever heard of a scorpion?
You know what? You might have since yeah, actually I would say that they were one of the more visible endofauna that would have been at least discussed by the Chupacabra cartoon, but they were just depicted as oversized scorpions. Well, Winifred would know they are typically ambush hunters, much like an alligator, using the water or blood pools within the superorganism to drag in prey.
Oh god, that's cool and weird.
Yeah.
Crocodilian sea scorpion, gotcha.
She's like, back away from the canal. She sounds.
Is it what I'm thinking? I think it is.
It's a scorplodite.
Jesus, fuck.
Scorpion, they were on the old Chewie the Chupacabra cartoon.
Yeah, they're ambush predators like crocodiles. Get away from the water.
I'm not near the canal. But I am arming myself.
They should not be
Yeah,
up
you
here.
Winifred, now that you have that realization, you would guess that the cow is probably going for a drink of water when it got attacked.
Oh,
Maybe
poor
got
cow.
stung and then stumbled off.
Yep.
This thing
Die to the poison.
should not be up here.
Because bigger animals, they will sting, or endofauna, they will sting and let them go off. But if it's small enough, they will just drag them into the water.
This is gonna be fun to wrangle out of here.
I think that's about when Carlos and Tommy would have pulled up in the jalopy.
You hear the jalopy a long time before you actually see the jalopy. The thing, like, chugs. Environmentally friendly is not in the words for this vehicle. And you see Carlos pops out as like, good news! The homeless man did not commit an act of murder.
Bad news. We have a scorpion died on the loose.
You mean those, like the giant animatronic scorpion that I salvaged from that big bug ride back in the day, scorpion, or something worse?
Less ugly. Less ugly than the ones on the animatronic.
Are you sure about that? Because I have to go revise my entire chupacabras, because I, like, lean hard into the skid with the whole, like, Puerto Rico sightings with mine. I gotta fix that.
That animatronic's pretty ugly. I gotta agree with that.
Yeah, I did kind of, like, salvage it.
Well, at least that shortens our area. It's gonna stick near the water. Bad news, there's a lot of canals.
Yeah. We don't know which way it went.
And it's not like we can see through the water.
Yeah, and it's not like we can exactly warn every farm connected to the canals to stop using water.
I'd be more worried about the fact that people, do things like fish in the canal,
Yeah,
walk their dogs
point.
by the canal.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we can't get them to cordon off all of the canals.
Not with that attitude.
I'm definitely gonna call it in though.
Yeah, definitely.
At least they know what they're looking for now, and it narrows the search a little bit.
Yep.
Still have a feeling that it's not gonna be very good.
So I'm usually not part of these kind of things. Do these creatures escape the organism often? Because this seems like a lot.
They don't usually leave it. Is the thing. Somebody's taking it out.
Yeah, Hanzo and Winifred, you would know that there's been no reports of a scorpioniid making it to the surface on its own.
Oh yeah, that's poachers.
We can transport a 50-foot long scorpion filled with hate.
Hey, they're not
That's
filled
the
with hate.
thing.
They're not filled with hate.
Oh, I guess,
It's different.
actually,
Just them.
Winifred, you would actually know that scorpioniids, they are, I'll just say, you know this from your Deep Ranger stuff, they do not like acetic acid. It really messes with their gills.
Acid?
What does?
Acetic acid or vinegar.
Vinegar.
Oh. Hey, you stay here, Winifred. I'm gonna go into the farmer's house and look for any vinegar he might have.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just say that, going into the kitchen, which is, the back door, and you passed through the kitchen previously, or I don't know if you did, but someone passed through the kitchen, and, you grab a bottle of vinegar. It's like one of those, like, it's mostly filled, like, quart.
I mean, you never know. I'm gonna bring this vinegar with me.
Not only are we dealing with idiots, we're dealing with a fucking scorpion on top of it.
Yeah.
I'd rather deal with the scorpion, honestly.
Well, at least now we can get out of the water, throw some vinegar in the canal, and it's gonna pop out.
I mean, there's not enough. There's not enough vinegar in here to
Not the
make it
entire
pop.
canal, but if they're that sensitive, we could just dump a capful or something.
I don't think that's enough.
I don't know. It'd be your call, Miss Wildlife Crazy Person.
What did you?
Miss Wildlife Crazy Person.
Yeah, I'll take that one actually. Okay. Do I have a map of little area that could show me where these canals go? If not, I can
Yeah, I'd
roll on it.
say. Yeah, let's roll on that.
I'm
For-
gonna roll
preparedness.
preparedness.
I'm messing with my cat with my dinosaur toy. She's not impressed with me.
Okay, I have it, but not here. It will take me some time to get it.
Yeah, it's probably back at the preserve, but yeah, there would be a map at the preserve.
I've got a map back at the preserve that has all these canals mapped out.
So that the preserve is also like animal control, so it's like you would need to know like specific areas to go to.
Yeah,
Do the canals
totally that.
connect to the zoo, the preserve at all?
Not directly, but they do pump water from it, and the canals do connect to the river, which runs like through the entire valley. There is a dam there's a dam like out of like pretty decently out of town where the river comes from, and that dam is where like a lot of the hydroelectric power for the city comes from.
This thing could get all the way to the dam, couldn't it?
That's a lot of real estate to cover.
Yeah, it is.
Free real estate at that.
And
Thing is, how did they even manage to wrangle one of those things without us knowing it?
That's the worrying part.
Assumedly, they hit it with some kind of tranquilizer, but how they got it past you is something else entirely.
So either we have a leak, or they found another entrance.
Ooh, that'd be bad.
Neither of those options is good.
No, but one's significantly worse. Actually, yeah, I can't really think of which is worse. They're both.
I would say the poachers are probably the worst part.
I mean, we know they're poachers. We're pretty sure they're poachers. We saw the shape of Chupacabra already. But either they found a way to get in sneakily, or there's another entrance. Neither of those are good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What
I'm
would be
gonna
the
call that
findings?
in.
Yeah, I'll call it in on my end too. You know, maybe we've got something on. I'm gonna grab my radio.
Why would it
You can use your fancy car phone. I'm just gonna use a radio.
It's the same difference.
Why would an
It's a
nature
fella.
reserve have a map of the canals?
Gotta watch all the critters.
Just in case.
What aquatic critters do you have that could get into a canal?
What
Crocodiles.
would you like to know?
Why do you have crocodiles?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Weather boy.
Yes, that's why I'm asking.
Have you ever been to the preserve?
No. Carlos does not have the money to go to things like preserves.
Oh, maybe we should all take a field trip.
You're at home. You're at his house asleep.
I know, but spiritually, I'm making that suggestion.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope you're having a good sleep though.
No, I'm dreaming of my ex-wife tearing me apart limb from limb. And it's not just her. It's like a whole pack of dogs with her face.
Oh.
And in between
Just like
ripping my
that
body
periodic
apart,
for the
in between ripping my body apart, they're describing all of my many inadequacies.
Question is there a bearded man with eating gushers in the corner.
Not this time, no. He only comes
not
in.
ready for that.
He only comes in during the sex dreams.
I can't believe
He laughs the whole time. It may have something to do with my problems in the bedroom at the moment.
God, I was drinking something, PT. Shady.
I can't believe Fred's wife was hexadecimal.
The two fucking gad. You've got me and Shady. You've got two of the most gadfly players in this campaign.
Yeah.
I can't believe he got cooked by the loathsome dung eater.
The loathsome dung eater.
You put
Okay, so-
Sarah. This is your fault, Sarah.
I'm sorry.
So,
You put this
yeah,
part
I
together.
know. I know. I knew what I was getting myself into. So, who's calling? Who wants to call it first, Hanzo or Olivia?
Whoever picks up first. I have a radio. He has a phone.
Hanzo. Okay, so you call in, and you call directly to Dara McLean's office, and he answers the phone. And he's like, "Hanzo, what's the report?"
Unfortunately, I think we're dealing with a scorpulodite.
Fuck.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Well, I'll send that word down to the labs, see if they can, see if that tracks with the puncture ones.
Yeah, it was Winifred that put it together. That means we have a lot of potential ground to cover.
Alright, she's one of the Deep Rangers.
Yeah.
Okay.
But however, that means either we have a leak or they found another entrance, because I don't remember any mention of one of those things getting to the surface on its own.
Yeah, they don't like to go exploring from what I read on the reports from the Rangers.
With all the other chupacabra stuff, that means we could have a team of poachers.
Sounds like vultures. Alright, I'm going to.
Alright,
I'm gonna. Alright, I'm going to set things in motion here, see if there is, God forbid, a mole or someone working around us down here, but you keep following your leads.
Will do.
Keep up the good work.
Mm-hmm.
And he hangs up, so. Olivia.
George. Hey, George, you up?
Again, there's like a few minute pause, and I guess that would be when, like, you called in first, but it takes a while for George to actually get to the radio. So, eventually, you hear it click, and he's like, "What's up, Olivia?"
We've got a problem. We went back to where
More chupacabras?
Worse than chupacabras.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty sure the scorpio died out.
And there's a pause, and he goes, "Oh shit, I actually had to look that up. Yeah, according to his."
Whatever. Yeah, pretty sure one of those. We're fairly certain one of them is out in the canals.
Lovely. Well,
Yeah. The spook went to call his people, and one of them at a time. But I know we have a map back home. Well, back there.
yeah, do you need to come get it, or?
Probably
Use
will. But okay, do you have any idea which direction a Scorpio might go from there.
He's like,
Yeah,
he's like, kid. Sorry, I don't like to be called kid.
yeah. I'm pretty sure. How old is George?
7.
He's around Lucia's age. He's in his 50s.
Oh, okay.
You can ask.
He's probably older. No, he'd be older. He's in his 60s.
Oh, damn.
Like,
I heard
he used to be,
Kyle.
yeah. And he's like, honestly, just, going off of what dealing with, topside animals, they'll probably stick to where there's plenty of food and places to hide.
So
The canals, probably the river.
that's assumedly where it's going to be. It's a ambush predator, according to one of the others here. She eyes Winifred off in the distance. They like to pop out of the water like crocodiles.
Yeah, so probably, stay away from the canals and river for the time being. And
I mean,
I'll
gotta catch
pass that along to the rest.
Where would a crocodile want to be?
I'm not gonna just let this thing snatch up somebody else.
I mean, that's admirable. That's really admirable, but please don't put yourself in danger's way if there is no one in danger.
There's a bunch of us here. We can watch each other's back. We got a vampire, so if it comes down to a physical struggle, I'm pretty sure that we win.
Wow, alright.
Kind of
You're
a giant scorpion.
You're super strong. Hey, it's like a crocodile-sized scorpion. That's
a big scorpion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Depends on
fine.
a crocodile. Are we talking a salty or a Cuban?
Probably more like American alligator.
It's fine. Just like hell, somebody has to put the idea in her head to suplex the fucking crocodile.
It's if we're talking body-wise proportionally, that stinger can probably pierce through your limbs.
Probably.
Hey, that chupacabra that we saw earlier that Winifred went after, she grabbed that thing like it was made of fucking tissue paper. So, and that was you just grabbing it and biting it. I am pretty sure you've got a lot more strength than that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Plus,
Have you seen how fast a scorpion could strike?
Thus, I have a magnum.
Exactly. Don't give it the chance to fucking.
Well, yeah, but if it comes to it, I'd rather not. But if it comes to it, we have a vampire.
That's fine. That's fair. I'll just fucking
Thank you.
bite the rad
Thank
scorpion,
you.
I guess.
Yeah,
So,
scorpion.
You're having this conversation in the
vampire.
front yard.
I'm over by my truck.
Yeah, so it's probably in the front yard that you're all standing around now that you don't want to be by the canal. And you actually hear a car engine rumbling out, and Carlos, you turn around and you actually recognize it as Sheila, the journalist from the morning.
Shit.
You see her car pull up, and she kind of gets out. She's like, I guess I wasn't the first one to hear about this little incident. What are you all doing here?
Being a concerned citizen.
Doing my job.
And she looks over at you, Olivia, and she squints and goes, Aren't you the person from the preserve?
Yeah?
And Olivia, she's not allowed on the preserve because she is very nosy, and she gets on Lucia's nerves so badly.
Darrow's eyes back. Yeah, how'd you know that? Wait. Would she? Would she have? She would. That's like not. That's nothing weird
It's
that
not
she
a
would know, right?
secret. It's more like you've been there when she showed up trying to talk to Lucia about her connections to Pluripone and other shady things.
Okay.
It's like a lot of things that Sheila talks about are like borderline conspiracy theory stuff.
Oh God.
And the preserve with its cloning technology is a very hot topic for people in her circles.
Yeah, that's scans. Yeah, that's me.
And she looks over at the farmhouse with the police tape and she goes, "So it seems that all the fun, all the interesting stuff is over." And she pulls out her little notebook and she looks at Carlos. "So, what can you tell me?"
Oh no, nothing right now. You're still making sure it's safe.
And she's like, "You're making it safe and not the sheriffs that were here, assumedly?"
I mean, the sheriffs would come by, but this is my job. Dealing with stuff like chupacabras is literally what I do.
You shouldn't have told her
Okay,
the
so that is
chupacabras.
confirmation that there were chupacabras.
You shouldn't have told her that. We could have extorted her for money.
Carlos.
Yeah, she's like, she says "shut up, Carlos" at the same time you do. She's like,
listen. You get out of here, all right? Let me do my job.
Get out of here.
"Let me do my job."
What?
And she's like, let me do my job. And she
Well, you
looks
can do
at
your
Carlos
job
like,
when it's safe here.
"So, Carlos, what can you tell me? What went on here?" And she just like turns away.
All right.
I was going to step forward and
Great.
Hey.
"Oh, well, you're well dressed. Are you from Pluripone, I take it?"
yes.
She mutters under her breath, "No wonder Lucia can't stand you."
And we would very much appreciate it if you were patient.
Okay, so that's definitely code for there is an ongoing situation. Got it. Don't want to cause any undue panic.
I like her.
I do too, but Olivia's fucking annoyed as hell at this. Listen. I'll give you some details later. We can meet at the diner, but please, I'd rather not have you here when we're trying to make sure it's all safe.
Actually, I have a question for the reporter lady. Carlos is going to turn to her and be like, "How fast can you get a word out?"
Carlos, what?
Pretty fast.
Before you
Why?
tell her, please tell me what you're thinking.
She looks like she leans in very.
He goes in over there. He's like, "We could put out something up." Like he leans over to Carl Hanzo's ears, like, "We could put out something about the water to keep people away from the canals."
That's really dumb, but I can't hear you.
You don't want to cause a panic, but at the same time, panic might be better than losing lives.
Just blame it on an algae boom creating toxic fumes. Most people aren't gonna give enough of a fuck. They'll keep away from the canals.
We'll go with the algae bloom.
Yeah. So Carlos is gonna turn and look at us like, "So, one of the side effects of these chupacabras, since my companions have already said chupacabras, being out and about is that they've accidentally potentially contaminated the water supply for the canals, with an algae bloom impacting really rapidly thanks to a previously unknown strain of algae. So the water is going to be in the canals a little bit on the toxic side with fumes, but still safe to drink. so people should avoid the canals for a couple of days.
I'm pretty sure you can roll that.
Charm.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's manipulate someone.
Yep.
Specifically,
Yeah, that's to manipulate someone.
2d6 plus. Let me see what my charm is. It's a 0, so it's just a straight roll. It's just a straight roll. Oh right, I need to put a space in that. Apologies.
Oh, I have a -1 to my charm, so.
So do I.
It's got
It's a shame to have Fred here. Fred could sweet talk for you.
I know. You were
like just copy
tired.
paste.
I was tired.
Yeah, that's the first time.
It's this. Fuck.
Like,
Don't worry,
the
I'm
message
sure
you
I'll be
edited
nice,
is
safe, and
there you
sound as
go.
I'm alone.
there you go.
Wow, I
11.
failed that roll.
11. And so Carlos Carlos is looking at the reporter not with the eyes of, hey, I'm telling the truth. It's the, hey, we're not quite sure how dangerous this is and this could save somebody else's life face.
Okay. And she's writing down on her notebook. She goes, definitely will need a better story than algae, but yeah, yeah, sure. I could talk to the radio.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bacteria unique to the megaorganism.
But you guys are gonna need to do something for her. It's part of a manipulate something roll.
Actually, with the 10 plus, they'll do it for you for the reason you gave them.
Oh yeah. All right.
The reason is
So
try
it's
to
like
kill
there's like a knowing now. It's like, cool, we appreciate that. Making sure our community is safe as concerned citizens, along with the other two big guys, and kind of like directly makes eye contact with Hanzo and Olivia and looks back. So you know,
From the clip.
they don't pay. Neither of those guys pay me. I'm just here out of concerned community situations.
Because the diner owner, you're the guy to consult for algae.
What else do you think he puts in his food?
That
It's not the
implies something.
algae. It's not the algae.
Well,
that
put
I'm
an algae
it's not from
paste.
That's not from the diner, that's from the ride. I've had to deal with algae blooms before in my water boat ride in the middle of a desert.
Yeah. Anyone who's had a desert here, or not a desert, a pool here in Phoenix will definitely know about algae blooms. You don't keep that chlorine up.
That explains
But,
the giant octopus.
Yeah, just say it's a bacteria unique to the superorganism that might have gotten into the water supply.
Well, that may cause an even bigger panic, but yeah, sure.
Oh, great.
I don't do public. Just find a way to make people worried but not cause a riot.
Right. We want them to be cautious, not panicking.
Yeah, we need them to keep themselves away from it, not, riot.
Like I just said.
and maybe say efforts are underway to clean it up, and it shall be finished shortly. Everything's under control.
Oh man,
I
I just run a diner, man. They don't pay me for any of this.
Just
However, people dying would affect your business, so.
This is why I am here.
About protecting the long-term investment.
Protecting
Giant
my
scorpion on the loose. Oh no, the economy!
our fragile, already dying economy. No.
She nods and she goes, alright, I think I know a tale we could spin.
Well, tails.
I'm not done with you yet, Carlos. That is a current show, I think. But I'm not done with you yet, Carlos, and I'm going to get back to you. I want the details on this.
Once we got it taken care of, I'll give you the entire full line of gossip. I always do. You just don't believe me half the time.
That's a good thing you don't work for Pluripotent.
Look. I swear to you, I swear on my soul that the story about Romania and the dragon was 100% true.
Did they find a dragon in the mountains of Romania? Are you making a reference to that Animal Planet documentary?
Yeah, no,
Dragons are real.
Yes, that dragon has been dead for thousands of years, and not 15. That was not the intended reference. It was something I pulled out of my ass.
So Sheila seems satisfied with this little bit because it at least confirms her suspicion that there is dangerous endofauna on the loose. So she's happy with that details so far, and she will depart to go talk to the radio station, which that is yet another thing I need to think up a name for.
Olivia's just rubbing.
That's just part of being a DM, is just constantly thinking up new names.
It sucks when you're terrible at names.
I mean, there's a reason why I've got like 2 different name generators up in different tabs.
Fair.
What's that big monster in Greek mythology that's just a whole bunch of teeth?
Oh yeah, Charybdis.
Yeah.
So like, would like the adjective of that be Caribbean?
Caribbean.
God.
But,
Okay, so Sheila gets back into her car and drives off back towards town.
yeah, thank you, Carlos.
No problem.
I fucking hate PR.
I know you do, buddy. I am not good at talking with people, but I'm kooky enough that I take the attention.
You know, that's fair.
You
That's
could
how
learn
the
some.
Cocoa Puffs bird too.
You could learn some things from me, Carlos.
Yeah.
Says the person
one
who's
who-
probably going to be sleeping on my couch in the
This is the-
gambling room for a
Says the
while.
person who botched that roll horribly.
Actually, did not roll at all for that. I rolled nothing. Nothing.
I was nothing.
Well, with her
That's me.
hair, we can actually start looking for this thing.
Yeah, sorry, George. You pulled up the radio. Sorry, George. What was her name?
Sheila Riggy.
Sheila. Sheila showed up, trying to find out what was going on.
Of course.
Yeah. I understand why Alicia can't stand that woman.
She's just. She needs to like probably lay off the coffee, and she might be a little bit more manageable. But yeah, he just seems like an old complaint that he's heard many times about Sheila.
I'm coming to get those maps. That map.
All right.
Should be on a desk somewhere. I'll find it. Hey,
Yeah,
I'm gonna head
and-
back. I'm gonna head to the preserve. I've got a map of the canal and where they link up with the where it links up with the river and all. So that at least show us where it could be.
Can I, would I know if it would go into the river or not, or if it would just stay in the canals because of the closer relation to how it feels to be in the canals and how it feels to be in the veins of the super organism?
Well, let's see.
River would offer deeper water.
Yeah, the river would definitely be deeper water. The canals are a gentler flow than the river, but well, depending on the like whether they're activating their irrigation or not. But the canals are generally a more gentle flow, so it wouldn't be as stressful to the scorpionite, which the bodies of water, as spoiler, you know this, my friend, there are bodies of water and rivers that go through the superorganism that are typically not that strong. And there are like pools and small pond-like lakes.
So it would try to stay to the canals instead of trying for the rougher water.
More than like,
Well, at least it will probably stay away from the river. It might go in it, but it likes slower moving water. So at least we don't have to worry about it getting into the river and going fuck knows where.
Yeah.
so actually, while you are all there discussing this, Fred, you've been asleep maybe an hour, let's say. It's getting close to sunset.
Oh, please.
When
Not the baseball card collection. Had that since I was a boy. Don't throw it out.
there's so are you above the ride, Carlos? Where would he be at? Above the ride or in the back room of the diner?
Okay, so the way I picture it is that the building that is the ride is more or less a converted double wide warehouse sort of a deal. So the
Right.
apartment that the studio-esque apartment that he lives in is on an upper floor that is completely hidden from the ride, and down below that is this little back room area for the ride. Loose props,
Okay.
supplies there, like the chemical cleaning stuff gets stored there. There's a vending machine. There is an oddly ornate poker table. There's an oddly ornate poker table and a bedroll and a little mini counter in a fridge, like a break room.
Okay. And that's where Fred would be staying?
That is where Carlos went to Fred, and when here's your place to stay, don't go upstairs.
Okay. Fred,
Mhm.
you actually feel a hand jostle you awake. Like shaking your shoulder.
Oh, is it?
But
What time is it?
there's no one in the room with you.
What the fuck?
Carlos? Oh, what time is it?
And actually, like a split second later, you hear like a knocking at the door. Like
Ah.
a split second after you call.
Oh! Wow, you move fast, sir. It took me a while to get up. I don't know which is. Okay, I'll go on. I'll open the door for you. Hey, wait a minute.
And standing at the door is what was her name? Sorry, the first Carla, the morning waitress, the one that was on morning duty, and she's no longer wearing like the apron, and she's just in normal clothes. She looks a little worried, and she goes, "Oh, Fred, I was looking for Carlos. Here go. Sandy said he was out. I thought he was here."
No, he just let me stay here for the night. We were out fighting those chalupa cabras.
And
Getting there.
she like pales a little bit. She goes, "Did you get them all?"
We got a good number. I don't know how many there were in the first place. To be quite honest, I was kind of just along for the ride. Didn't really do a whole lot, but we wrangled those chalupas up and we got them all packed away.
I certainly hope so. I can't find Manny or Rio. They were supposed to be home, and sometimes they like to come here and get Hugo or Carlos to give them free food, but I'm a little worried. They weren't there for lunch either, and now I haven't seen them since they showed up initially. They said they were going for a night again.
Where would that be?
And she seems to think about it. She goes, they like the bike path that goes along the river. That's usually where they go up and down.
What time is it?
It's like maybe like half an hour till full sunset. Like the sky's getting oranger.
Well, I got about an hour before my shift. We could go out and check on them. See if we could find the guys.
She goes, "Oh, please. I just normally I wouldn't worry. They've been out late before, but with the chupacabras actually being out of I'm worried."
I wasn't worried before until you mentioned them.
Well, yeah, I'll go get in my my old jalopy and I'll just go and do a little look-see for them.
Oh, that would be great. I was going to drive to or just check if they were at one of their friends' places. Sometimes they go over there and they lose track of time.
Yeah, easy enough. You do one, I'll do the other.
Okay, thank you. And she squeezes your hand and she then hurries off to her car. She looks rather worried.
First physical contact he's had in a long time with another human being.
Don't get any ideas, Fred.
Aww. No.
And Fred's gonna go out alone and look for some guys. What's going on?
As every good mundane does. So the river isn't that far away from where the greasy spoon sits. I swear I will get a proper map sometime, so it's all vague distances and shit for now. But you taking your car or just gonna go for a walk?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my car, and I guess it's time to mention my car. So I have a classic car in terrible condition. I'm gonna say it's a red Plymouth Fury, just beaten to hell.
Oh.
Looks like the damn thing barely survived getting compacted.
God damn, Fred.
When it drives, there's a horrible sound of machinery just jank. Like it's threatening to fall apart and or explode at any second.
Yeah, another TT waifu shows up.
What?
Oh, it's Christine. A Plymouth Fury, a red Plymouth Fury.
I didn't think the car would be your waifu.
Listen, Christine's got a very nice personality.
I don't even need to.
Very good.
TT, did you fuck that car?
Listen, I wouldn't fuck a car, but I would.
You're not a dragon. No.
I would be inside her in a way that makes her happy.
I know what you're referencing, Cyril. I hate it.
I hate it too.
Oh God. I don't, and I'm a happier woman that way.
Yeah, no,
yes, you are.
Meant to live without.
Yeah.
But
My life.
Oh,
is
Carlos.
not
Carlos. Fred.
Yeah.
I guess that would be. What kind of role would this be for you? Yeah, let's just do a sharp since that's that's either investigative mystery or read a bad situation because this would sort of be both.
Yeah, awesome.
It's not like with the actual question since it's not the appropriate time, but I figure that's a good role for it.
Okay. So I got. Oh, are we doing it in the thing?
Either or, it's up to you.
Okay. I got.
I know the dice rock can be a real pain sometimes.
I rolled a 5 and I have a +1 sharp, so I have a 6, which is a fail.
Okay. Alrighty. So, just a second. While I think about this.
You gotta think about how you're gonna kill off Fred, I understand.
Oh. No, that would be too kind to Fred.
He messed up him a lot.
Exactly.
Your punishment must be more severe.
You're driving. You get onto the kind of the dirt road that follows the river from a relatively a distance. It's not like right up against it because this being a desert flat area, there's a lot of flash floods when it does rain. So the road's not close to the river, but you can see it, and you're going along, and you think you see someone out over by the river, and you're like kind of looking over that way, when all of a sudden a dog darts out in front of your car, but you are able to slam on the brakes. There's no danger to the dog, but you do get like the dog just didn't even seem to notice, but as it goes running across the street, you look up and then you see on the other side of the street what looks like maybe they were following. You look over and kind of down the hill, you see Manny and Rio, the two kids, and they were just kind of looking frustrated, like they were trying to follow the dog, but it had escaped from them. And they are down the ditch, not the ditch, but the incline. You won't be able to drive your car down it. But you see them down there, and it looks like they were down by the path by the river. Yeah, van down by the river.
Hey, you silly kids, get away from there! And I immediately park my car, and I go approach the riverside. Hey! Hey, what you doing? You're worrying everyone sick.
And the kids look up, and they kind of squint, and they because the sun's in their eyes, and they're looking over, and they're like, huh? Oh, hey, Mr. Fred! And, Manny waves, and you see that Rio is wheeling her bike, and it looks like there's a flat tire.
Oh, yeah, tire stuck?
Yeah. We ran over it. It looked like maybe a cactus. We popped a tire.
Aw,
jeez. Getting home.
Need help? I got a ride. No, you're not supposed to take rides from strangers, but...
I mean, you're... And they kind of look at each other like, yeah, but... Okay. And they're like, can you help us with the bikes?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, you look like you're a little soaked there. Why don't you just get in that car? I'll go get the bike.
Okay. And so you start going down the decline towards them, and it's not like a super steep decline. But there's rocks and there's some mesquite trees along the river. And being by the river is actually pretty obvious why the place is called the Oasis Valley, because it's despite being a desert, it's very lush. There's a lot of greenery. There's plants growing along the river.
Oh, I've never really stopped to take in the sights here. I think I'm just gonna breathe it in.
And
get nice and close.
You're going along, and but as you're going, your foot, you hit a piece of a flat stone, and it shifts, and you try to catch yourself, and you catch yourself, but in doing so, you scratch your arm on a mesquite tree.
Oh, jeez.
not enough to do harm, but there's actual blood. It's not a lot of blood, but it's enough to be like, ow. You'll probably have to bandage it.
Ah, jeez.
But it's nothing serious. But as you go along, you see Manny and Rio, like they're looking at you, and then they just go wide-eyed and still as Rio points behind you, goes, "Mr. Fred, behind you!" As you turn around, and there is a chupacabra starting to slink from the shadows of the bushes nearby, as it's looking directly in your direction with blood now in the air.
Okay, kids, you're gonna need to run. I'll distract it. Hey, you get away from these kids here.
Oh,
Yeah, and
Oh, God.
you can tell now that it looked like it was creeping up on the kids, but now that you have accidentally cut yourself and there's the smell of blood, it is now focused on you.
Hey, you get away from those kids.
I need you to act under pressure.
Under pressure.
Oh, God.
Okay. Yep. Let's do this.
Oh, God.
Okay. And act under pressure.
Oh, you're trying to protect the kids, so I will say this could be either an act under pressure or a protect someone. I think you might have an ability.
Oh shit, you're right. Okay. So it's a help out roll. Sadly, I have the power of heart. So if I do a help out roll,
Okay, but I'll still say you can either do protect someone, which is tough, or act under pressure, which is cool.
I'm gonna do protect someone because my tough is bad, and I got a 7.
oh,
So, 7 or more, you do protect them, okay, but you'll suffer some or all of the harm they were going to get.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, yeah, you start yelling at this chupacabra and waving your arm with the blood at it, and it is completely ignoring these kids now as it suddenly leaps towards you and does a swipe, cutting at your arm for 2 harm.
Ah, shit! Ah, you little bastard!
In front of the kids.
And
Internalize this.
I'm sorry, kids. Don't copy my language. Get out of here.
and you look over at the kids, and they start running towards the incline,
All right.
and that's when you actually see in the water, the surface of the water start to churn.
I also start running towards I'm trying to run away from the chupacabra and the water.
So you start running along the path in like the opposite direction the kids are going.
Yep.
And
oh no. Oh no. I rolled a 2 act under pressure.
oh no!
Oh
oh
Are we
boy,
about to lose
I'll admit-
Freddy?
things go to hell. Let's see. Oh boy. Okay. Give me just a second.
No! So young.
Okay, so Fred, you just got swiped by the chupacabra, and it wasn't like a full-on tackle. It looked like it was trying to grab at you, but you pulled out of the way, so it didn't grab you, but it still slashed you. And now that there's even more blood in the air, it does that trilling screech that you had heard previously when dealing with these.
Yeah.
And that's when it lunges at you again, and this time it actually tackles you on your back to the ground, and that's when you hear the kids scream, because they turn back and saw this as you just get tackled by this chupacabra that's probably about the same size you are, probably not as heavy, they're not that bulky, but they are snapping at you, and you are trying to hold them back when the kids let out another scream as bursting from the water and another spray this massive hulking form. You can't see it, but you hear these thudding pounds against the ground as something charges forward, and there is a. You are suddenly like wet. Oh no, I said that wrong. You suddenly get like flashed with a mixture of water and blood as oh my god, I fucking ruined my moment. But so you get splashed with the mixture of water and blood as you suddenly see the chupacabra scream in this like god awful way that probably like sends your ears ringing just because of how the frequencies they can reach. And you look up as something clutches the chupacabra in its jaws and shakes it. You are just like you have to roll out of the way as a massive limb just pounds into the ground where you have been laying as you hear the chupacabra being mauled. And you look up, and looming over you, there is a pale-scaled figure looming over you with the chupacabra latched into its jaws. These jaws nearly big enough to hold the entire chupacabra, and it flings it over its shoulder into the river. And as you scrabble back, let me bring out the description. Don't be like me and actually organize your stuff before DMing.
Overrated.
Okay, so you scrabble back and like setting sunlight. You see undeniably crocodilian. The creature was armored in thick albino scales, crawling on all fours, dragging belly and heavy tail. Hind limbs were short but powerfully built, while the forelimbs were large and vaguely ape-like in their shape and range of motion. Its claws shaped more like hands with thick nails meant to tear and break. Rising upright, it stands nearly bipedally, supporting its weight on its knuckles as it swings its heavy skull back and forth. You can feel more than hear the bassy rumble of it growling as it fixes its eyeless gaze upon you, armored scutes present where eyes should be. But along its jaws, just above its snaggletooth grin, are pits that twitch and flare with the crocodilian's nostrils as it inhales the air and stares at you, chupacabra blood dripping from its jaws.
I want to play dead.
That's not gonna help. Crocodiles like their food dead.
So
I'm gonna slowly back away.
Yeah, and you start backing up, and it lowers this massive head that the jaws look like it could chomp you in half quite easily. As it just lowers its head in your direction. Again, there are no eyes, but it is focused on you as you move. And it just like looks at you, looks over towards the children, and then starts to turn around and lumbers back into the water.
He looked
disappearing
at me.
into the river.
I looked at him. He looked at me.
I slowly climb up the incline. Very cautiously. I get back to the kids in the car. I'm dripping blood. I'm getting a little anemic from blood loss because I got a lot of harm there. So, where can I drop you guys off?
The diner?
Good. I know how to get there. Oh, woozy. Okay, let's get going.
They're sitting in the back seat, and like the camera just looks at like if there's a camera, it just looks at them, and they just look at each other like, "Oh God, what did?" And they're just kind of sitting there in that stunned silence of just like something big just happened, and they're like, "Oh,
first time."
Fred.
I don't know what that thing was.
Fred, you can mark an experience for going off on your own in a dangerous situation.
Yep, I'm pretty sure I can mark a couple experiences for that one.
God, DZ, that meme, that's exactly what it's like being around my nieces and nephew, because they're range 3 to 7 right now.
This will make a fine addition to my vocabulary.
I have been swearing around my niece and nephew since they were born.
Yeah. So you start driving them back, and let's see. Let's say the rest of you. It's I assume you probably, let's see, Olivia, you went off to the preserve, right?
Olivia went off to the bathroom.
Okay. Oh yeah, to BRB. But okay, I think she was going to go to the preserve to get the maps. But what were the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna going back to the diner, because at this point he's like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
Just going to go with Carlos.
I'm doing whatever Hanzo's doing, helping him out with that crap, because he might need backup against that thing.
Yeah.
Connor will go with Hanzo as well.
Recruited employees and the Wild Gang.
Well, okay.
I think I love you.
Hanzo, Winifred, and Connor. Would you go with Olivia to get the map, so you can hunt it down easier, or would you go off on your own? Just trying to figure out where people are going.
I think it would make more sense to go with Olivia to get the map so we know where we're going, instead of just blindly searching for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's just say the three of you are going off with Olivia towards the reserve. Two of you will probably have to ride in the truck, or the back of the truck, while Carlos and Tommy go back. Oh, no, you got Hanzo's car. Never mind. There's enough cars.
Just put the hobo in the trunk.
What?
Carlos and Tommy, you're heading back to the diner, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And
put him in the trunk, he eats your car seats.
Just chews over like a rat.
Mm-hmm.
So you pull up to the diner, and this would probably be about the same time. I know it's a pretty loosey-goosey with times, but you see Fred drive up, and out from his car, strangely, you see Manny and Rio file out, and they both look like they are in shock.
Oh shit.
What happened?
Carlos is gonna get out of the vehicle and be like, Bud, you owe fucking hell, buddy. I left you alone for an hour.
The kids were we were worried about the kids, so I volunteered to, just go see if they were okay.
You went off on your own?
I'm a grown ass. I'm like 50.
Fred?
Well, I mean 47, but still,
Fred?
I'm allowed.
I know that, but your life is terrible.
I don't
there are
appreciate
monsters about.
I don't appreciate.
He's very much met one. Like, what the fuck gets you? Another chupacabra?
It was like eyeless crocodile, actually.
A what now?
A what now?
Like a crocodile, but it was sort of like a like a Godzilla or a Gorgo, but smaller, not city-sized. You ever watched TV's Monster Madness? It was like a crocodile man, but I had no eyes. Also, I got some chupacabra. There's another chupacabra out there. We didn't get all of them, apparently.
I'm going to roll a use magic to help heal the very clearly bleeding wounds as subtly as I can out in the evening lot in the middle of my parking lot.
Yeah, because he's just bleeding from his arm, dripping down onto the asphalt.
Yeah, I'm
He's
looking
got like a
anemic.
good old dice
I'm looking
player.
anemic. Like, I'm looking blood drained.
So
I think that's a partial success, right?
That's a partial success.
Olivia, yes. Carlos and Tommy drove back to the diner and got there at the same time as Fred and the kids, while Olivia, Hanzo, Connor, and Winifred are driving with you to the preserve to get the
okay.
map.
Holy shit.
So, what's an 8 on use magic?
Yes, here, I'm pulling it up right now. I just gotta figure out where I bookmarked this sucker because I haven't really needed it until just now. Read about use magic. It works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch. So I'm healing 1 harm from an injury, and the glitch I get. You get to decide what the glitch is. The glitches I have available are the effect is weakened, the effect is of short duration, you take 1 harm, ignore armor, the magic draws immediate, unwelcome attention, or it has a problematic side effect.
Do I get to pick, or does... okay, so yeah.
The keeper gets to pick.
Okay, it's not so much as you heal the wound or some of the wound as you transfer it onto yourself as you take the 1 harm, and you see that now it looks like you partially got scratched on your arm.
You guys need help there?
And you hear your like little record, your cassette tape, like do a the rewinding noise and a hiccup.
Yeah, Mysterious Ways gets a hiccup. It's fine.
So,
I'm fine. Don't worry about it. But this fella here needs some medical attention. Like, properly get some medical attention.
alright, I'm on it.
Just want to make sure the
Wow.
kids get home safe.
Oh God.
Oh,
Katie, you think you make it worse? No, wait, that's not a complete failure. That's not a complete
What's a
failure.
partial success?
Yeah.
it is. That is do-it-yourself surgery.
Oh my God.
Oh god.
When you do quick and dirty first aid on someone, including yourself, roll plus school. On a 7 to 9, there are options here, Keeper. Stabilize the injury, but the patient takes -1 forward. Heal 1 harm and stabilize for now, but have it return as 2 harm and become unstable labor. Heal 1 harm, but the patient takes -1 ongoing until it's fixed properly.
I think I'll take a hold against Fred. So you patch up you stitch it up, but your arm is pretty sore, Fred.
We're having some Fred appropriate luck tonight.
Yeah.
Oh no.
This is what you get for going to the bathroom, Nora.
Oh, what?
You left and it immediately went to chaos.
No,
I-
he got bit. He got bit.
I'm the only one enjoying this because this is exactly what the character was designed for.
I think it's bloody hilarious.
Yeah. This is why Tommy is like, bruh, have
Character
you
drama's
seen
good.
your life?
You're gonna be fine, Fred. You can go back on the couch.
Okay.
See, so you're not alone, TT. I am the sort of motherfucker who volunteers like, yeah, cut off my character's arm, do it!
I mean, normally I'm not, but in Fred's case, I designed him to be Fate's plaything.
Universal
Yeah.
boy.
He's that guy in Excel Saga who's literally fucked by the universe.
The butt monkey of the show, if you will.
Oh, but
You did manage to rescue some kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also Fred. Suffers a lot, helps other people.
Yeah, you'll want to drill him, though, about, like... Oh, wait, since
Oh, right.
Winifred's with me,
How much?
we can't ask her if that's actually the Scorpulodite.
Nope.
How much longer can people go? Because for me, it's 7:30.
It's
I can do like a half hour more.
Yeah.
Yeah, That's about what I got to.
Okay,
Half an
yeah,
hour.
that good. Okay, so Fred gets patched up and goes to lay back down, and we switch back to Olivia, and the rest drive back to the preserve to get the map.
The map.
And the map.
Just I guess it's like, I don't know if it's the first time for how many of you, but the preserve is a large area southeast of town. Yeah, southeast of town, and it is, fairly large amount of land where there's a lot of open fields that are fenced in. Some of the fences are much bigger than the others, and you actually see. Well, it almost looks like you're going through like a safari kind of thing because you see like a couple of rhinos. You see like a giraffe or two. You see some oryxes, some ibexes. Different breeds of antelope, and you even see like over in you do see some American buffalo that are also off to the area, and yeah, it's just like, and Olivia starts driving towards this cluster of buildings, like in the heart of the preserve area, and yeah, Olivia, you'd be able to get the map no problem. It's in the office areas. George is there.
Hey, George.
Olivia.
I gotta say, welcome to the Oasis Valley Preserve.
I've been here before, you know that. Winifred rocks in behind you and goes, I've been here before, you know that. You've seen me here.
I know, but I don't know about Hanzo or.
First time here. Pretty neat.
Same.
These are the ones who helped me catch the chupacabras earlier. You know Winifred. I'm sure you know Winifred.
I think we've met.
Yeah, I don't stare hungrily at your animals. Don't worry about it.
And he gives a laugh at that. He goes, you'd be surprised by how. Well, I don't know if you would be or not, but we've actually had a few vampires come up and go ask us if we ever dispense some of the blood we extract from them. Apparently, they wanted to expand their palate. And he gives a laugh at that.
I mean, hey.
What does Moa taste like?
Gamey.
It tastes like dope. It tastes like dope. And she holds up her arm, showing off of her big. She's got a lot of scars, but the one from the Mo is the biggest.
Winifred's face is completely serious when she says gamey, by the way.
Have you had Moa blood?
Yeah.
Alright.
No,
Where the other blood sucking from.
Yeah. This is Hanzo. This is Connor, and you know Winifred. This is George, one of my bosses. Well, our boss is out of town.
Hey, George.
And you hear a squawk and flying, like, because you're like in the office area, and flying from on top of one of the cupboards or filing cabinets, a green and yellow feathered bird flies out and lands right on top of Olivia's head.
Hey! Hey there,
That would be Eli.
Most certainly a bird.
Hey there, it is not just a bird. This is Eli. He's one of our success stories. Right? He was revived, right?
Yeah, and George goes, yeah, this is Eli, Carolina parakeet. One of the early successes of the, what was the actual name of the project?
Lazarus.
The Endangered Wildlife Revitalization Project.
You need a snappier name.
Yeah, Flutterpuff likes their big names.
Yeah, Flutterpuff likes a lot of things.
It was actually his success in using museum preserved specimens to create, viable clones that can actually breed. Little Eli there is actually probably a grandpa by this point.
Oh, yeah. Olivia has she has inexplicably got like a little bird snack from somewhere and is like feeding it to Eli at her head while making little bird sounds at him.
Oh yeah, he's happily
Instead,
looking
kinda
away at
looks
the
like a
crackers.
mango.
Without even looking, like, yeah, your head looks like a mango.
And it just does the parakeet chirp.
Aww.
Human
Am I wrong? Am I wrong though?
No.
No, that is a mango.
It's a mango. Olivia's just protective of Eli. You'll hurt his feelings.
And George was like, yeah, Eli is a good boy, when he behaves. And he just kind of like gives us a look at Eli and the bird squawks. But when he holds out his hand, he does hop over and then like crawls up onto his shoulder.
So you're bringing extinct species back this way?
Yeah. That's most of what's in the preserve.
Cool.
It's
my mom.
also endangered species
yeah.
too. One of the big things we do here is clone new, healthy things and introduce them to the breeding population so they can, expand.
That does explain the curious vampires. They're all a bunch of pretentious bitches. So eating an extinct animal would be one of their things.
Be like
Nostalgic.
Nostalgic, yes. Does Hanzo say that out
like
loud?
when they brought back Dunkaroos.
Hanzo, do you say that out loud?
do you?
Maybe.
Do
with,
you?
with the flattest affect possible.
Winifred glances at you and goes, yeah. Nostalgic.
I hear that Connor goes, huh, I didn't know vampirism turns you into a rich old white asshole.
What else do we gotta do with our time?
Pogo stick.
That's what I do.
She motions at
Winfred has reached the
Eli.
pogo stick phase.
She motions at Eli, revive extinct creatures. Or endangered creatures.
That requires, me going back to college, and I've been there 5 times. No.
What? You've been there what?
5 times.
Why would you go 5 times?
I was bored.
Why would you go to college again?
I was bored.
Alright. Fair enough, I guess. It's like the worst choice I've made.
I kept thinking maybe this time will be fun. Everybody else keeps telling me that college is fun. It's like, no, it just keeps sucking.
And Connor, when you made that joke about vampires just becoming rich white people, you hear a snickering laughter just barely out of at the range of your hearing.
Does just Connor hear that?
Nope, just Connor.
Okay.
He sort of shifty eyes around for a minute before he's like, oh.
What's that, Connor?
Is now that they just hear things.
Hey, George, have you got anything to help? Maybe we got anything here that could help Connor here? He's apparently pretty sick.
There you go, horse strikes.
Okay.
He looked like he was going to say something, but then when you say that, he's just like,
I'm
yeah, never mind.
joking.
The degree that people have here is usually in veterinary medicine, so not sure we'd be able to help.
What is a
I
man
mean, yeah.
but a beast of a different...
It is technically illegal for a veterinarian to work on non-animals. I've checked.
All I can think of is the Wolverine movie where, like, the best that they could do is bring him to a veterinarian.
Yeah.
He's got the hair for it.
So, George goes, so, Scorpio, huh?
Yeah, Scorpio.
That's intense. Just, and he like kind of looks over at Hanzo and Winifred because he gets the sense that they're probably the more responsible ones.
Wow, George!
Unfortunately, it falls to me.
He's like, oh, he's kind of like, no, he's like kind of looking at everyone, and then he looks back at Olivia, and he's like, I'm just gonna say what Lucia would say. Don't go after Scorpionite by yourself. Just, see if you can track it down and call it in.
I'm not going to go after myself. Look how many of us are here. I've got a Magnum. She's a vampire. He's got, like... I assume you've got that gun, too, right? You pulled that out earlier, didn't you? Sando?
Yes.
Yeah. We've got 2 guns, we've got a vampire.
3 guns.
3 guns and a vampire. Connor, can you do anything?
I think I have a gun. Let me check. He like ruffles through his pockets.
That is concerning.
And yeah, I got a revolver. Cool.
Okay, that's concerning that you forgot about that, but...
Look, the number of times I've had to use is never.
Okay, well, yeah, see, we're alarmed. We'll be fine.
I just want to remind you again, we're in 1992 America. Nobody cares about handguns.
Yeah, true. God damn it.
You're 1992 Arizona, USA.
Oh my God.
There's guns.
Yeah,
Hey.
we're armed. Winifred's here. We're fine.
And actually, you're cut off as there's a phone call, and George goes, just a second.
Olivia quickly goes and grabs it. No, Olivia quickly runs over and
he's like, George is like, he like rolls his eyes and looks over at the group as you answer the phone, and it's Carlos.
Oh,
Hey, hi. Is this the nature reserve?
yes, this is Olivia.
Oh, hey, zookeeper. Excellent.
Hey, diner owner, yeah.
Yeah. You'll change that soon enough.
Sure.
Hey, you've dealt with the troglodyte whatever, right?
I've not dealt with a troglodyte. Troglodyte.
Cool.
Yeah. So not myself, but
So, could you
Remind me of
could you do me a favor? Could you ask the person who's been in the really deep stuff if a troglodyte looks like a giant blind crocodile Godzilla?
Hey, Winifred.
What?
Does a Scorpionite look like a big, white, blind Godzilla?
No. No.
Fred got, and you can just hear from the phone, Fred nearly got eaten by one. Apparently it chose to eat a chupacabra that got loose in town.
Can I roll
Fred
for that?
What? Wait. What?
It ain't Fred.
It ate
Fred?
Fred?
No, Fred's alive. Fred's alive.
Wait, I'm just hearing my end of it.
Hanzo. Winifred, you wanted to know if you had to roll? You do not. You know exactly what that is. Hanzo probably would roll for it, but Winifred, you know exactly what it is. It is a Siranja. Don't ask me if that is the actual pronunciation, but it is They are a type. Yeah, they are a type of large crocodilian that is very well known, and it is considered one of the apex predators of the endofauna, living within.
Oh,
What?
And you're just thinking, like, how the fuck did they get one out of the superorganism? Because these things, they are very strong, they are effectively fireproof, and they do not like people.
I thought the fucking Scorpidite was bad. Jesus Christ.
What do you got? What is it, Winifred?
It's a. How do you say that again, Cyril?
You're under it?
You're Andre? Let's ask TT because he's the one who named it years ago.
Oh?
Oh man, it's old English. I don't know how to pronounce it.
So I could just spit out any.
When I did a text to speech, it says Sirandra.
Sirandra.
That sounds good enough for me.
It's a Sirandra.
Have I ever heard of that?
No, they actually did not talk about these. These are fairly recent discoveries because they are deep in Nofana.
Oh.
These.
What's that?
Look, she grabs. She kind of like motions for the phone.
Hand it over.
All right.
Then they'll just like here, and he reaches over and hits the speaker button.
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Can hear you. So that's a
Cool.
Sirandra.
I can hear you.
They come
okay.
from really deep in the superorganism, and I don't know how. I don't know how anybody got one out.
Well, it apparently saved Fred from being mauled by a chupacabra, in the middle of town.
Probably
I have a
not
question.
on purpose.
I have a question. Hello.
What?
Hello.
Yes.
The
We hear
homeless
you.
man wants to say something. Hold on.
Yes.
Could it be possible that there's a connection deep in the superorganism that these things are coming out of?
So that.
We entertained the possibility of a new entrance.
Yeah. You do. But the damage on the chupacabras themselves does lend credence to poachers being involved.
Mm-hmm.
So that opening could be there, but there's people involved in this somehow.
Okay, and then there's a slight sound of a kerfuffle as Carlos takes back the payphone from outside. Because this is 93 and there's no such thing as a fucking telephone that is cellular. Carlos here. So apparently one of my diner's kids. Apparently one of my waitresses came looking for me, and Fred thought it was like he could go find the kids. Got ambushed by a chupacabra, and the noise attract whatever the fuck that is. So not only do we have something that sounds like Sirandre. Ooh, that kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit. Not only do we have a albino Godzilla in the rivers, there may be more chupacabras. Not that one, according to the kids, because Fred's passed out taking a nap because he nearly fucking died.
You bring him here.
No, I'm still conscious.
Get him here ASAP.
Lay the fuck back down, Fred.
I'll get the rope.
Guys, don't put on too much excessive force. You might cause the bleeding to get worse.
Don't tie him down, just make him lay down.
Lay the fuck down, Fred.
Christ! What did I do?
You're fine.
You're a hero.
You've lost too much blood, buddy. Just gotta keep it easy. I'm getting some tomato soup made for you.
Carlos,
Hey, yes, sorry.
bring him here. We've got medical supplies. I was going to patch myself while I was here anyway. So
The hospital is A, closer, and B, I'm not sure if I can move him safely in my jalopy.
here is A, less questions, and B, we've dealt with things like this. Creatures like this.
Animal ballings.
We
Yeah.
stopped the bleeding, and I'm
No,
not sure if on my bumpy vehicle the wounds are
Right.
just going to reopen.
Gray, I
My name's
literally
Carlos.
have an ability because this is my my haven. I can literally heal you all here.
That's fine. We'll get him moving in a bit. He somehow drove himself from the scene of the attack.
Shit.
So, Giving him a minute is what he needs, but I'll get
It's
him over there.
amazing
But
that he's alive.
once again, albino Godzilla saved the day.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Yeah, don't count on it doing that again, by the way.
Doesn't sound like.
Stay away from the river or wherever it was. Holy shit.
That's so much worse than a. That sounds worse than a.
That sounds worse than a giant sea scorpion thingamabob, but
Like, Hanzo, like, seriously, somehow contact Pluripotent, because that's bad. I don't know if you know what that is, but that's bad.
Yeah, I trust your judgment.
this is a code red situation. Is this like I need to drop my cover code red situation, or just meet up back with you guys code red situation?
Cover as in what?
Don't worry about that, Olivia.
No.
That is a question for Annie, not for you.
Get over here situation at the moment.
Okay. But
She's
we're
like-
gonna load it up.
Looking at you, with like, Spock eyebrow.
That's not my secret, Olivia.
Well, shit.
She's not wrong, and the phone hangs up.
Well, great. Is there any way I can hold Lucia, George?
George is kind of just like he sat back down and he's just feeding a cracker to Eli, looking kind of overwhelmed. He's like,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I can tell the hotel she was staying at for the conference.
Do you think I should? Yeah.
So I'll send a call. I'll make a call to her. And it sounds like, Scorpionate
We need all
and
hands on
syrup.
deck. We need all hands on deck.
This is pretty bad.
I'll contact. Yeah, Winifred, you would know they've only been discovered in like the last 5 years.
Oof.
Because it's taken that long to get to the areas where they were at. Like there were reports of things that previously were probably them, but never confirmed. But now that they've only recently been confirmed.
All right. This is bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Right now, I don't know if this is just a poaching situation or if it's a poaching and they've somehow found a way out themselves. But either way, it's worse than originally thought. Because if they can get down that deep and get that out without anybody noticing,
That's a problem.
that's a problem.
All right. This is a big problem.
And within 15 minutes, Carlos is here with
Yeah.
Tommy and our wonderful dying man, Fred.
And I think this is like a good spot where we could leave off as everyone's gathering up. The sun has gone down, night has officially fallen, and everyone is congregating at the preserve. And Fred, I'm going to actually no, I'll let you deal with your job later. But
Maybe I'll get fired. That would be.
I'll get you a job at the preserve with me.
So
Get
outro.
mauled by more animals.
Night.
Yeah. It's great. Get me
Okay.
stars.
It's character building.
Yeah.
You got a nice new scar to show off to your kids next time you see them, if you see them.
Yeah.
Your ex-wife.
Oh,
See, I
you
got
will.
this one from a chalupa.
I got this one from my Chalupa Cabra.
I got this
Oh,
one
shoot,
from a
Cabra's dad. Jesus Christ.
Get your life together, old man.
So, night has officially fallen over Oasis Valley. There's only a bare sliver of a moon as it starts to basically creep up over the horizon. It's been absent for the last day or so. But night falls, and the scene takes place drifting away from the preserve out into the rocky hills around around the Oasis, or around the valley. The far up in the mountains, there is a clearing tucked between ridges of stone and a mountain, where a campsite has been set up outside the entrance of a long abandoned mine shaft, and vehicles are there, the lights blaring bright as there is several people wandering around, and off to the side of this camp there is several large crates and empty cages. Several, several, actually, several of the cages are filled, and the sound of distressed chupacabras squeal out as a man walks by and jabs inside with a cattle prod. And walking past, there is another cage as two men are standing outside it. This cage, heavily, no bars to look inside. It's sealed up shut, but there is a deep rumbling that could be felt as this something thumps heavily against the inside. As the one man says to the other, "Do you think this is safe?" They somehow the last one was able to escape. You think that's what caused the crash? The other man, an older man, heavily scarred and seeing years of hardship, just shakes his head and goes, there's no way that crocodile could have broken through that. That something sabotaged us." And as they look over to the mine as coming out of the mine is a small flatbed transport kit pulled by a couple of other men and dragging out another heavy crate, and goes, "Found another one of the fucking scorpion things?" And they nod and go, "Good, it's hard enough capturing the one the first time. Alright, let's get them loaded up." And it is then that there is all the lights inside the camp go dark, and you hear confused go, "What the fuck?" And then the screams begin.
Oh,
We pan away to reveal Nick Van Owen has just sabotaged the camp, capturing all the creatures. And he runs off of a baby T-Rex whose leg has been broken to have it healed by Sarah Harding. Because we were bringing up Jurassic Park earlier, so...
Yeah.
It's a Jurassic Park joke. It's a Jurassic Park... That movie hasn't come out yet. I can't reference it. Shit!
Alright.
That's it.
Before we stop the recording for the night, I want everybody here and on YouTube to know that Kingdom Hearts came out 20 years ago tomorrow.
Jesus Christ.
That means nothing to me. I don't care about this.
And in all that time, we still haven't figured out what the fuck it's about.
Exactly.
Right?